All right, let's do that again. I didn't have the microphone on. I know I lie. My lips were moving. I didn't push the on button. So let's do this whole thing again, but real quick. Hi, this is Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel, and we are here in Tel Aviv. And what we're doing here, as you can imagine, and as you know by now, is watch the semifinalists rehearsal. It's the first dress rehearsal for the second semifinals. And as I said, there were 18 in the running, one more than in semi one, even more competitive. How great is that?
Most importantly, I think it's important we talk about the most important thing that's on everyone's mind right now.
What's that?
Your face. You shaved.
Yes, I had to. So, as you saw, this is the first time I shaved since I arrived. I look like a,
I don't twink.
Let's go. Now I look like a twink. No, I don't have a trimmer, so I had to shave it basically all off. Although I feel like a little patch here. But anyway, it took me forever because I had disposable razors. I usually don't shave all the way, but I had no other option. So within the next few days, it'll grow back. So that is what happened, yes. So, any thoughts about this? Anything going on, Zach?
I like the clean-shaven look. It's going to take a while for me to get used to it.
You like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just always like, I remember growing up when my dad used to shave or have a beard. I'm like, yeah, fuzzy. And then, you would see him after he's shaving. It's like, oh, God, who the hell are you? Mm-hmm. So it's taken me a while to get used to your face. And I know that sounds really bad saying that, but it's just, it looks weird without shaving, with a clean shaven. But we'll get used to it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people already noticed. But more importantly, we got to talk about last night very briefly before we move on to today.
Because I'm sure a lot of people, we'd had a show yesterday anyway, a post show. Make sure to check it out. We went through the songs in detail until we had to rush a little at the end because we were running out of time. But
that press conference went really quick, and I do have some thoughts on that I think should be shared as well, because there's a lot of buzz about the press conference last night.
Well, one of them was the Slovenian answer. Are you that referring to, or something else?
The Slovenian answer, playing Austria's music when Australia came up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Before you do, actually, thank you. Oh, it's Gabe. What's up, my friend? Thank you. Mass firstly, can I have an ES United t-shirt? Secondly, can we talk about the fact that Zina upstaged Tamta last night? I am shook. Also, I told you so. I think Sean is so funny. Like when he gets that one right, he's like, I told you so, I told you so. Well, I'm like, about Estonia, I told you so. But, I mean, Zina was definitely energetic. I'm not into the song at all. It's really, I'm curious to find out because Jonida-san talked about 8 songs being, where the juries and the televoters agreed, 2 of them not. I'm still thinking the juries didn't agree on that, but I don't know. It's just a feeling it was not enough to actually bring them down. And as far as t-shirts are concerned, we have a little store, but I will actually expand on that because people are asking for it.
Real quick break. Fernando needs a picture of the microphone, so I'm going to let Matt do that. Another interesting thing to say, if you all follow John Ola-san on Twitter, he posted something in the past 12 hours saying, I can now reveal that the score difference between 10 and 11 in Knight's first semifinal was just 2 points. So 2 points separated 10th and 11th. And of the 10 qualifiers, jurors and televoters agreed about 8 of the 10. I don't know why about's in there. It's either 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, or 9 out of 10. But he's emphasizing that your points matter. So again, 2 points separating 10th and 11th place last night. And with the new voting system, that means it was a very close vote. So, really cool, interesting things here we're seeing with the semifinal, and I think the consensus among the group is that what we thought could qualify in semi 2 may be up in the air again, because I think this is what typically happens, but just with such a shock qualifier like San Marino, we're going to have to really think carefully today about who could qualify or who could not qualify. I think San Marino blew everyone's expectations out of the water, and it wasn't, I would argue, not really the fact that it was because of San Marino's performance last night, because there were a lot of vocal problems, but more for the fact that it was San Marino that qualified. I asked the question to Matt, what was more shocking, 2014 or 2019 San Marino qualification? And I think we were kind of mixed about our response. Half of us said 2014 was more surprising. I'm going to go with 2019, really the shocker of semifinal one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Because I do think I was the only one who said 2014. Everyone else says 2019. I had San Marino as a borderline qualifier. I put them in 12th place after at the very end because I'll explain later why. But I saw it potentially happening. While 2014 was not on my radar at all. Even though there was a smaller semifinal, I still felt as this song was just... No, but it was a song that just picked up enough okay points from enough countries to just squeeze in, so they made it. So it was a total shocker to me. This one, as much as I was shocked, it was less shocking to me.
Yeah. So there's a couple questions we're getting about the press conference about Slovenia's answers. At one point, they're saying it's these kind of questions that make me not want to be here. I'd rather be home. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know what kind of question was asked that made him say that. Do you know?
I don't. I haven't had a chance. I just saw the response. Here's the deal. I think sometimes the Eurovision press are sometimes very guilty of asking some questions that are quite ridiculous. I know in 2013, someone wants to ask Bonnie Tyler, what do you think of the Lithuanian entry? And she was like, what?
The what?
The what? I don't know. I'm here to promote my album. So I think there are times where the press kind of asks questions that maybe the artists don't want to answer or are just tired of answering. May have been an answer. I was guilty in 2015. I saw Valentina and I said, I'm sure last year went a lot better than 2013. And she gave me like, are you stupid? And I just immediately was like, oh yeah, forgot about that. But I think sometimes the artists and the press do kind of hash it out. I think there is some care to be taken for some media training that maybe some of these artists need to go through to ensure that they can say answers that are a little bit more appropriate. And I don't think it's really going to affect their chances in the final. I don't think people are going to be too aware of that, aside from those of us in the bubble.
Yeah, that's true.
But I will say, when people are like, oh, I'd rather be home, I'm going to use the Tyra Banks argument from America's Next Top Model. You took a spot from someone who really wanted to be there. You could at least try to feign some excitement.
That's what I'm saying. And honestly, you are right. There are a lot of... I'm not going to say any names, of course, because it's not just one group.
The question was, which running order number would they like to get in the final?
Well, let's... yeah. Oh, that what it was?
Yeah.
Which running order would the... That's not as
dumb
of a question as I thought it was. It is, kind of like, what are you going to say? You could say, I don't really care. We believe no song's going to do well. So regardless, even if it was a stupid question saying, it's like, why is your t-shirt stupid? Or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. There are people who would love to be in their place to answer a stupid question that didn't qualify. And I understand that feels a little like, you got to play along again. We all get asked stupid questions. I get sometimes asked stupid question here. And it comes with the territory. You don't always have to be politically correct. You can be a very short thing. You don't have to be really rude about it because the question itself wasn't like ill-intended. You know what I mean? It was really just a question. So yeah, maybe it's the lack of experience and that kind of exposure that made them do that. I always want to give someone the benefit of a doubt.
They were tired.
Maybe they were tired, exhausted.
They've just gone through an emotional roller coaster.
But I still think it was inappropriate. I do agree with that. They shouldn't have done that. And hopefully they'll learn from it. I wouldn't say they're the worst people on this planet now for saying that, but hopefully this is a learning experience because we all make mistakes.
Yeah, and we have had artists in the past who, I remember Hungary by Alex in 2013. There was a point where he was asked the same question over and over and over that he would just look at his translator, the translator would give a response without him even saying it.
Yes.
And he just, some artists just aren't really, they don't know how to have that interaction with the press, with the fans just yet. Or maybe it's just they're not expecting what they come to find in Eurovision, where I feel like some artists really are aware and really knowledgeable and love the attention. And that's not saying that in a bad way or shady way. It's just saying they really love being in the spotlight. And I think others, maybe Slovenia, are just like, all right, we did our thing. Can we just go home, get some sleep, and get ready for Friday and Saturday?
Yes, that is correct. Also, just so you know, just to get back on topic as well, the actual first dress rehearsal will start in 21 minutes. 3 p.m. local Central European time, and then 4 p.m. Local time here in Israel. And keep in mind, if it's anything like the first dress rehearsal we've seen, semifinal one, probably a little faster maybe, it's going to be longer than 2 hours. Expect 2.5 to 3 hours of dress rehearsal because there will be delays. In addition to that, the three of the direct finalists will rehearse as well. Germany, Italy, and who am I missing? United Kingdom. Those three will perform as well tonight, and I mean right now and tonight actually. So just make sure to stick around for that as well. Tonight, the performance will be recorded, and those are the ones that you will see during the live stream, by the actual TV show tomorrow, as well as the ones that they will upload to the YouTube channel.
So someone mentioned, I'm not trying to beat Slovenia with a dead horse, but someone did say, well, maybe since English is not their first language, it's lost in translation. Maybe they were trying to be funny, or they may have said something that was intended to be humorous but didn't come off that way. So that could definitely be a point. I think the big thing is that we always hope that the artists leave with something that they gain from this experience, just as much as we do as the press year after year. I have a strong disdain for artists who act like Eurovision wasn't a big part of their career. And, to talk about semifinal 2, one controversy that's happening in semifinal 2 is the return of Ksenia Simonova, who was the stand artist for Ukraine 2011, and Mika Newton's response to that saying, I didn't even remember Eurovision was happening. And it's just like, for something that really catapulted your career, you're forgetting that Eurovision happens every May. If I were an artist, I'd remember that date, that time I was on stage. And stuff like that drives me more nuts than anything else, when an artist tries to downplay what Eurovision did for them and being ungrateful about it. And that just always leaves a more sour taste. So I'm hoping at the end of the day, the Slovenian duo can probably have positive things to say about it. No song contest is perfect, but hopefully they have more good than bad. So who do we think won the first semifinal, Greece or Australia? Ask Leonora.
I'll stick to my predictions and say Australia.
I would have to say I thought Greece was fantastic, but I do think Australia maybe edged them out. But I still do believe there are a lot of people who are televoters who will look at Australia and say they are not part of Europe, they are not part of the EBU, they're not part of Eurovision, and I'm not going to vote for them. Now, I've heard people from Israel say the same thing, where people look at Israel like that, but, when a song's that good, or perceived to be that good as Toy was last year, then maybe it has the power to deter from some of that perspective. So it'll be interesting to see how Australia does this year, particularly with the jurors and the televoters. I do feel like the televoters are going to downgrade it a bit, not because of the song itself, but just because it's Australia. And that's my own personal opinion. Feel free to agree or disagree with me.
Sorry, I'm just have to respond to something. Okay.
No, that's not a problem. So we are, there's, it's always with these days, the first setup, we're trying to get comfortable, trying to get our position, and we have our team kind of around the Tel Aviv, so we have to rely on a lot of real-time communication. I mean, I think it's good that there's chats and WhatsApp and Messenger and things like that to kind of keep us all connected. I just don't know how press used to do it before the internet and things like that, and we hear stories about people who have been here since 1982. There's one guy, a Swiss guy, who's been at the press since 1982. I mean, he's been doing it longer than I've been alive. Another guy we know from the UK, his first year was 1988. He has a picture with Celine Dion. He actually had a picture with Christer Bjorkman singing on stage, showed it to Christer Bjorkman. Christer Bjorkman was like, hey, send that to me. And our friend was like, how do I send it to you? What's your email? Is that what I'm supposed to ask? So it's really interesting to hear their stories about what Eurovision press used to be, back when it was one show, 1 week, get it over with, versus to what it is now, where there's just so much more access I think people have.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Okay, let's talk about the show right now that is coming up, because as we know, this is the semi-final 2, and when you look at the betting odds overall, if you go by that at least, the majority of the favorites are in this one, including Netherlands, Sweden, Russia, Azerbaijan, and Switzerland, and Malta actually, right? Those six in particular are all, I think, in the top 10 of the overall betting odds, have been in there for quite some time.
Yeah.
So this is going to be quite a challenge, but also only 3 songs will be allocated into the second half at this point. The 7 will go into the first half.
Yeah. And I think it's also, that really comes into play. And I've been talking about this for a while, like, this randomization, is it fair or unfair? I think this is just a case where we're seeing an extreme example this year. I mean, what's really happening is that, we have a lot of favorites, but only 3 of them could potentially get into the second half.
Yes.
So it'd be really interesting to see what happens if one of the huge favorites is the only one appearing in the second half.
Yeah.
What that's going to do. I think this is going to be a testament to see if running order really does truly play a huge role in Eurovision and voting. Who do you think is going to? Someone asked, who do you think could potentially be the last artist to perform, given what we know?
Oh, you mean like in the grand final?
In the grand final.
Well, I don't know who's going to be drawn into the second half, but
I would say right now, Spain.
Spain. No.
Nope.
Spain is too much of an upbeat song. They usually don't have the most upbeat song go last. They usually go with something a little bit more mid-tempo. Look at last year, it was Italy, was not that fast. The year before, they're usually not they put like second to last, I can see, or something like that.
So,
but they always go something just to wind down.
Estonia?
It could. Well, they're not going to do Italy last game because they would just swear.
Yeah.
Estonia could be one potential.
UK. I feel like UK could be a closer.
It could be France even.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I know people are asking questions about, do you think X country or Y country is going to qualify? We're actually going to have, as we did last semifinal, we're going to post our predictions tonight. We will also have a poll for you as readers, you as followers, to provide your thoughts, and we'll be able to compare what we think individually as our ranked qualifiers, as well as what we think as a team, and then what you think as readers. And I think both of us, our team as well as the readers, got 8 out of 10, so pretty respectable outcome. I know we got Hungary wrong, and we got Poland wrong. Poland or Portugal, one of the P's.
No, Poland, I think. Poland.
Yeah.
I actually, even though I only got 7 out of 10, which may not sound good, I still feel good about my predictions overall. Because first of all, we know it was really close, and when it comes down to like 2 or 3 points with the qualifiers, it's like, you cannot really predict that effectively. But I got my top 7 right, and I felt like my top 7 were I felt good about them. The 8th, 9th, and 10th place that I put in my ranking are the ones that didn't make it, because I knew it would be really close. I put Slovenia in 11th and San Marino in 12th, knowing that could easily sneak in. And that is exactly what happened. I could have flipped them around, I didn't. So, it's on me, of course. The only one I will say is I thought that they're going to be downgraded enough to not make it is Belarus. I thought the Jews will not allow this one to go further. Clearly, that one didn't work out that way, but that's how it goes usually. So overall, I still feel good about my prediction because, it was really just which one do you put.
So I'm going to try to scale through a bunch of questions real quick from y'all. We're trying our best to follow at ESC United, one word. Nick is asking us, I really want to see the performances live. Is there any way for us to? No, unfortunately not. The best we can do is provide you audio as ambiance. When you listen to us blabbering about stuff, we try our best to kind of let you hear vocals, but also talk to follow EBU guidelines.
You can buy tickets in Tel Aviv.
You can buy tickets in Tel Aviv, I guess. Rehearsals will start in 12 minutes. Let's see what else. Madonna, we know, has landed. We've heard that her stuff's in the arena.
She's supposed to be here,
She's supposed to be here, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, there she is.
No. If Madonna showed up in the press center,
I think all the gays would just this would be a disaster. It would be a stampede here.
Yeah.
Like you push old women and little children aside.
It'd be like someone finding a Snorlax in Pokemon Go. There'd be a mass exodus. Let's see what else. There is some talk about the Belarus jury was told, they revealed what their top 4 was. We can't confirm or deny that.
If they did that, then that would be in trouble.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Roach to Surrey. Has there ever been a qualifier which hasn't qualified in both votes, so they finished 11th or 12th perhaps, but because of that?
I cannot think of one where that happened. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly certain that has not happened because we would have talked about that. Because I think people would have been really outraged by that. Yep. That would have been a huge controversy. And no, I cannot see that happening. It could happen, absolutely, because, have you ever played with that ESC Nation score simulator thing?
Yeah.
Like, I played, I'm like, you can win, finishing 3rd in the televote and 4th in the juries and still end up on top kind of thing.
Yep.
And could you imagine that happening at Eurovision? People would be so upset as well. But no, I don't recall that happening, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't.
Yep. Sean was at the press conference for Americavision. We actually thought it was going to be something to do with the Will Ferrell Netflix mockumentary. We actually thought it was going to be a play, but Sean said it was mostly Swedish press. We are doing a write-up on it. They're just saying they signed a contract, but nothing's set in stone yet. If I had to make a guess, it's going to be something similar to America's Got Talent, The Champions, which was a show that was in the U.S. where they had people from America's Got Talent as well as international people. Fun fact, Ksenia Simonova, the sand artist at Moldova this year, competed. She placed third at the end, highest ranking by a non-American participant. But what they did is they had 4 heats, 10 countries each, 2 advanced, or I think it was 5 maybe, but at the end they had a finale with 10 participants. So I really do think if they're going to use the system, they're probably going to do that. 5 semifinals, 2 advanced from each one, 10 finalists. I just don't see America buying into, or the US buying into, a 4-hour program. They're going to keep it 2 hours tops.
Yes, I would agree with that. Or, as I said, yeah, they're going to have the result show on the next day. That's usually how it goes down. So I believe that because they have issues, they cut down shorter, like the Oscars, they're super long, but nobody watches them anymore. Nobody.
Yeah.
The ratings are going down. And their thinking is, let's cut stuff. Less music, less awards. They're going to have another show before that's not live broadcasted. So that's just American culture. And that is, just what it is. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Yeah. So someone's actually posting a link about the jury votes. So, it's not that we don't believe or not, it's just that we want to make sure we get sources from that. So thank you for that link. It's on the chat if you want to see. You have to translate it, but yeah, there is a possibility that some of the jury results may have been leaked, but then again, there were some jury results that were leaked from Semi 1 as well, and we can't confirm or deny if those are true or not, but we'll find out Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Yes. Exactly. So we got 9 minutes to go until this show starts again. In case you have not worked, it's the exact full show, starting with the opening act or the thing and clips, whatever it may be. Then the host walking in, doing their little shtick. Then we do the songs. Then we do the recap. Then we do the interval act. Then we do have the big 3 that are still performing. The 3 of the big 5 perform as well. And then we get the best part. Fake results. He's not paying attention.
So I see a question here from Quentin DeWild. What do you think about the idea of every country voting in the semifinal?
No, that's because there is no rule that you have to broadcast the other semi. So how would that work? And the numbers would be so low. That was the whole purpose of it. No, Don't give it now. It doesn't make sense for that. So no, keep it the way it is. That would be logistically even more difficult. And
so Levander's saying that sources are saying that Christer Bjorkman was kicked out of the arena because Madonna had to rehearse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't like this idea of someone coming to Eurovision and then kicking everyone else out. If you're coming to Eurovision, you have to do it God, I sound like people with ideologies I don't agree with. When you go somewhere, you have to respect the norms, and the norm for Eurovision is that there's standards for open rehearsals, closed rehearsals, and quite frankly, I don't care who Madonna is. She's coming to Eurovision. She should be treated the same way as any other artist here. And I know Madonna's Madonna, but I kind of saw this coming, where she would just come in. I've been saying that she's going to get out of her limo, walk to the stage, perform, and walk off, and that's all it's going to be. It's going to be promotion for her new album. It's going to be promotion for Like a Prayer to get some sales on iTunes, Apple, whatever. But I just don't like it, but that's me. But at the same time, I don't really care. I'm more excited about other acts performing at the finale over Madonna.
All right, so let's take a look again at the list here. Is there anyone in particular, Zach, that you really want to see rehearse again and see what they come up with? Like you remember
everyone
in
but
the
Madonna.
Semi 1?
Everyone but Madonna.
This is semifinal 2,
I know.
She's not going to perform today. There are 18 countries, and you remember last time when we had the first dress rehearsal, we saw the first full proper camera work of Portugal. So I'm really looking forward to the Netherlands today. We can hopefully see the first full final product that Duncan is putting forward. That is a big deal.
Yeah, and Elsa Delange is all hell of fury. She's pissed off that, production standards aren't up to standards. I do feel like every year...
Going back to Madonna?
No, Ilse. from the Netherlands.
Oh, gotcha.
I feel like this happens year after year, that there's one country that is upset with the staging, but I do feel like it's this year's maybe the first time the front runner is really, really upset. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully there's a change. I know they're getting a new orb hand-delivered or delivered from a Belgian glassmaker or a lamp maker or something, but they're going to get an orb that looks for them better than what they have currently. So we shall see what happens. I do think that I'm really excited to see what the opening act is. I'm excited to see the Shalva band perform. I think last night's opener was just so incredible, just because it felt like something that would happen during the finale. And, you know, we really haven't had an upbeat opener in a couple years, because for Sweden, they turned it into ballads, Euphoria and Heroes to a sense. Ukraine, I don't really think there was a real peppy opener. It was really semi too, where there was that big peppy opener. And then last year, I'm trying to remember what the opener was. Our Conchita, I think, was the last one. I think it was the first semifinal where she flies over the audience, right? If I remember.
Sorry, I was typing something. I was not like ignoring you, but I was multitasking.
No, you had no idea what I said.
No.
No. So I was saying,
I'm talking to the people.
This is an exciting. I think last night was a very exciting opener, and I'm excited to see what they have in store today for semifinal 2.
Yes. Why didn't you just say that?
Well, I was just talking about how it's upbeat and peppy.
Thank you so much, Dan and Al. Madonna would be a nice toilet break. Matt and Zach, who was the biggest shock for you yesterday? Love you all and love your chat. Thank you, Dan, first of all, for the super chat. I think the answer is obvious. Watch our reaction video from yesterday. Actually, the clip went viral on Twitter, basically.
Yep.
San Marino, even though I put them as a borderline qualifier, everyone told me it was bad singing. I didn't pay attention to it. So then in the end, when they were waiting, because I thought if San Marino goes through, they wouldn't wait until closer to the end. They would put them in at least somewhere smack down in the middle. But once it came down to 2 countries left, I didn't think they were going to make it. So that was the biggest shocker. For you too, I would assume, right?
Yeah. So someone's saying there may not be, it may just be like Portugal Semi-1 2018, here are your hosts, XYZ and ZZ.
ZZ.
Yeah, because there's 4 hosts. What was your favorite opener?
See, there were a lot of things that I didn't like about the Austrian production on TV, but the opener was so good. I loved the people that walked in when they called them, walked down out of the green room, and Conchita flying over the stage. And the music was really good. Yeah. And I thought, I loved the theme music. Maybe that's why I was so into it. But I thought Vienna had a great, fantastic opening.
I didn't like the host lip syncing.
No, that was the stupid part. They're not good lip syncing people, that's for sure. But the rest of it, I thought was great. How about you?
I think someone mentioned Germany 2011, and that was with all the Linas.
Was with the Linas?
Yeah, I thought that was cute.
It was cute. I wouldn't say it was the best one to me, but
I would say I still think the Parade of Nations over the walkway from Malmö 2013 when they put the
that
walkway
part
down.
Was really cool.
Yeah,
that felt very Olympic Games.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I mean they set a norm. I mean now we have the Parade of Nations coming in,
and I think that is a great thing because it just feels a little bit more grand, a little bit more like. The competition, and even if you get 2 seconds only to wave, it's still a cool moment for everyone.
Yep.
Oh,
I think
we have 2 minutes left. So in case you're wondering, it's supposed to start in 2 minutes. However, there could be a delay. The first dress rehearsal was delayed by almost 30 minutes, I think. I don't think it's going to be that case today because they're a little bit more prepared and ready. But just in case, don't leave. It will start eventually.
Yep. So I will say something to the Dutch fans. I know I do have a habit of looking on Twitter and seeing what people write about us, and I saw one fan felt I dragged him a bit. I hope you know that was in jest because I said, I know you're excited and stressed and all, but you need to chill. Don't have a stroke from Eurovision. I mean, that's the big thing. I mean, it's nerve-wracking to be a fan of a finale, of a favorite, but, chill, keep it together. Be sure to scream loudly.
Yeah. Petite Dragon, thank you so much for the super chat. Switzerland, because I cannot vote tomorrow. Kiss love from France. Switzerland will go through. I mean, I would, in German, we have an expression that I will eat a broom if they don't qualify. So I'll eat a broom. And also my moon, VFX, thank you. I hope Armenia will do well. It's a tough semifinal, but Armenia is good. It's just a really good song, and I agree. I hope it'll go through. It's definitely in my personal top 10 in the semi, and it's just such a tough semi. I'm not. We have to do our predictions tonight, actually, and I don't know what to do. But the same thing last time. It's always that way.
So, camera shots of the arena. I thought they made a really small arena look huge.
Yes.
And I think it looked better with the filled audience. I mean, the wide shots are less of an issue than I thought they were. All right, looks like we're starting. Just a reminder, this is the first dress rehearsal. The jury votes are happening tonight. What else? What else am I seeing?
What else? Let's focus on the show before my question. So we just wanted to talk about anything. Is there anything else you're looking forward to in this particular show? Something that you...
Hopefully no more artists lip syncing. Someone asked about Dana International's performance. I know she was lip syncing, but it's Dana International. We've learned a lot over the past few days what Dana International did. Dana International, sorry, not Dana. Dana International did for the country and really changing the perception of LGBT people within Israel and the culture and the acceptance with it, and that's something that's been reiterated to us, that, you know, she isn't just someone who won Eurovision, she's someone who really changed and helped the culture in Israel evolve, and that to me was real surprising and eye-opening.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a very beautiful story as well. So we know what it means. I talk about a lot when it comes to that kind of stuff. Everyone wants to win, you know, every country, but it means different things to different countries. It can it changes certain countries, smaller countries in particular, when it comes to winning the contest. Well, of course, Sweden wants to win, the UK wants to win, Germany, we all want to win and get the bragging rights and host the thing. You can read it.
Tatiana Varic, thank you so much for your support. It's all about the boys, but Australia will sneak into the top 3. I do think it's a dark horse, and it's crazy to think that Australia once again could be a dark horse for the victory, but it is such a beautiful performance, and it got huge applause everywhere. You know, I think it was a pleasant surprise and really showing how serious Australia and thankful Australia is to be competing there.
Yes.
The one last thing I will say is
Wait, before you do that, Arma Slay said, thank you for the super chat, first of all. Do you think Noah will go to the final? Okay, we're going to answer that after Zach finished his thought.
Nope, that's it.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not going to miss that. We're going to do our prediction video later tonight. I'll try to put that up today. So I don't want to spoil it, but if you know sign language, I'll give you one hint.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know sign language. Speaking of which...
I was nodding my head. I think even you understand that.
Oh, yes. So, speaking of sign language, Khan has deaf sign language, hard of hearing broadcast, and one of my friends said, you have to check out when Iceland performs. They said it was pretty amazing to see the sign language interpreter doing the signage during it. So we'll have to find out.
I didn't even think of that. That would have been so much fun for them as well.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more of a challenge. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
I think the other story, one of my favorite stories I've heard about semifinal one, to go back because we're still waiting, was our friend Ari's story, you know, about where he was in the village and he was in the middle of eating something, and then here's San Marino, and then everyone's cheering, and then it goes silent. Then all of a sudden it registers San Marino, and he looks up and he's like, what?
Yeah, he's like, wait, people are cheering for this right now? Because not as a big fan, you know, he's just like casual. It was like, he sounded horrible, and he did sound horrible. I mean, I'm still happy for San Marino, so it's nothing against the team, but it was a bad performance in the live show, but he sounded fine in the jury show, so I'm just really curious. I have a feeling he was the 10th place that squeezed in, but we don't know for sure. Now watch him being like in 6th place or something like that.
And the one thing I do want to emphasize is that, you know, so many people were so worried about semifinal one, about the production of Eurovision with Israel, with Khan, and we saw a lot of issues during the first run through 2 days ago. I expect that we're going to see the same issues, but you know, when you saw the show last night, it was really slick, well done. You know, the press conference, of course, is another story. You know, maybe they need to practice those as much as they practice the semifinal run throughs. But I do feel like, you know, rest assured, if there are production issues, these are normal, these happen, they always figure it out by the time the live show happens. So Thursday night, you're not going to see any issues, hopefully.
Keep in mind, the show was supposed to be on right now. We're already 4 minutes late, but that is very, very common. So just hang in there, sit tight, relax. We're going to watch this together. Gil Kagan is asking, do you finish the Eurovision week not wanting to kill each other? No, because we're not just colleagues, we're actually friends. Like, we actually get along. We even would hang out afterwards. Except Sean, he's horrible. But everybody else, you're not kidding. We love Sean.
It is, I think there are times where it's just, we kind of, we get stressed out and maybe, we're kind of short with one another, but it's never anything where it's a big issue or anything like that. We've been doing this for so many years. Matt and I did this, it's just the two of us back in 2013. So we have a really good feel of how one another works and how to kind of work through when one of us gets really tired or frustrated or stressed out.
Yes.
And we always try to think of, me being a researcher, I always have to think of plan B, plan C, plan D, all the way to plan Z.
Yeah.
So I think that helps as well. I think,
what do you
question?
think? Are you looking for a specific question?
Yeah, there was something. Oh, thanks for being one of the there was someone who mentioned thanks for being one of the live streams that doesn't eat on camera. And I
come
have
from
to give
me
full,
just eating like the little Twix, but I had to real quick.
Yeah, and that comes from Matt because I know, Matt really wants to make sure we come off as professional, and I do admit sometimes I struggle at that. Sometimes I just have to pop off and say something, but I'm really glad to have Matt to kind of keep me in check. I'm almost like the little kid with the monkey backpack, and Matt's the parent holding the leash and saying, get back.
You get overly excited.
Yep, exactly. I'm going to do one more question about Semi 1. Everyone's kind of, the joke is that whoever finished 10th should be sending roses and a bottle of champagne to
Maru. We were talking. I was talking to you about that last night.
It was. I don't know. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
So who do you think was 10th?
I'll tell you in a second. First of all, Roy Kerter, can Azerbaijan win this year? Love from Turkey. We talked about earlier in our way here, right? Because we talked about we didn't even talk about songs in particular, but which country we really would want to go to, and you said kind of Azerbaijan. That's like you're high on the list.
I do feel like that area, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, would be just this area I really love to explore. The one nice thing about being in Israel is that everything's in Hebrew, but there's also English translations, which makes it very easy for us, particularly those of us from the U.S. who don't know any other language but English. There are times where I come to Eurovision and everyone has a second language, and Sean and I look at each other like, what can we do? So the nice thing about going in an area like that is that there would be stuff in English or more likely in English, and I feel like I'd have a hand to hold me, like I did in Ukraine, like I have here in Israel. Eurovision's this really nice way to be able to see another country, but also have some help there, someone ready to help me, so I'm not a lost, dumb, idiot tourist abroad, not knowing what to do.
And that was the point I wanted to make, and now it escaped my
10th.
brain.
Who finished 10th?
Oh yeah, that's right, 10th. I still think San Marino. I mean, that's the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Could it be Belarus, maybe? But I think it's San Marino.
Yep.
I mean,
and people are noting, C Babies is saying that, once again, John Olasan said 2 points between 10th and 11th.
I love how you say sand. It's fine, though.
Sand.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's what you're American.
Sand.
But it's just funny that you said it's such an American accent.
John Ola Sand. John Ola Sand.
It's fine. Go ahead. I'm just messing with you.
But I mean, this happens. I mean, he tweeted out in 2014 when there were so few points between 10th through 12th in semifinal 1. He did it in 2012 when there was a tie between Norway and Bulgaria, although we didn't know what it was, the two countries. They haven't begun yet. We're still waiting to hear.
We're still waiting. So in case you're wondering, you're just tuning in, where's the music? This show hasn't started yet, but we see the arena right now. And also, I want to point out one thing. My apologies in advance if we don't respond to a lot of questions as this people are performing, because we're trying to give you a little bit more information, the postcards, all that stuff. So doing chat and this is quite difficult, and I feel as a priority is to point out a few things about the postcards, the staging, and hosts, and all of that stuff. So, but we will answer the question where we can.
Lavander's asking who we thought finished 11th. It was pretty much 3-2 Hungary and Poland. So 3 of us thought Poland, 2 thought Hungary.
Yeah, and who was the other one you said?
Hungary and Poland.
Hungary, Poland, but somebody said someone else. 2 Poland, 2 Hungary, and there was someone else.
I don't even remember the other one.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Hungary, Poland. I don't remember. Yeah, me either. So, but while we're waiting, now would be a good chance to answer a few more questions. Zach, do you want to pick some?
Yeah, was there something wrong in the audio on the performances yesterday? It wasn't clear and you could hear the audience screaming and clapping. Is this normal?
So, interesting, it sounded because we listened to a few of the clips, and we're going to answer this real quick, online when we got home. They sounded different than what we heard on screen here, actually, right? I'm like, it sounded different to us.
I took a bathroom break during San Marino. In the bathroom, you could hear the sound, and I was like, oof, this is rough. All right, they're starting.
It's happening. So we'll give you a little bit of a breakdown and let you know what's going on. How does that sound? Actually, I should look to this camera, not into the screen. So I'm not going to say na 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 again at first.
That's what I thought.
So they don't even do an opening clip here. They're just going to get started with the show. So I feel like that'll be inserted later during the jury show. So this is not how the show is starting. It's no way. Because the 4 hosts are already walking on stage. It's super loud today. I'm sure you can hear it all.
It's better for y'all.
Huh?
It's better for them.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, I said no clips.
Bar's wearing a sheer black dress with lips all over it.
Yay, David, you're here.
Contest 2019. What a beautiful audience. Are you guys enjoying that, baby?
Dozens of people cheering in the arena.
So, once again, as a reminder, this is the first dress rehearsal. There's virtually no one in the arena except for the press who can get this show for free. So, it's going to be very quiet cheering there and awkward.
The 4 of us and many amazing guests.
We're not going to drop names, but one of them is the ultimate material girl. She doesn't like being preached to, and she goes by only
So they're mentioning Madonna.
It's very strict.
No.
I wasn't listening for a second.
They're making references to Madonna. So
At least it's official.
looks like it's official now.
I mean, she signed the contract and she landed and was rehearsing.
Yeah.
So I guess can't get much more official than that.
Yep. Yeah, Lyndon, we heard about Austria and Australia.
Is that a sign? Is that an omen?
Yes, you have the power to decide along with the
Unfortunately, we cannot play the images. We can only play the sound as ambient sound as long as we're talking and try to be catty-chathies as much as possible. We do try to explain as much as what's going on the screen. Right now, they're doing the spiel where they show where you can hear the French and the English, and the phone numbers are voted on the Eurovision app.
Yes.
You can vote by phone, by text, or
We're looking at the screen right now of the 18 countries with the phone numbers and all of that.
maybe, but that's my business. Don't forget, you cannot.
They do make a few little jokes, but not like these over-the-top, look, I'm a comedian. It's just more like, cute little banters. I'm fine with those. I like what they're doing, actually, with the... I enjoy their hosts. How do you like them?
I like them. They're not like sentient robots.
Yes. They know what they're good at.
They're not trying to be more than who they are. All right, so first country is Armenia.
Armenia. Srbuk.
And they're in Masada National Park.
Oh, yes.
Gorgeous. The cinematography for these postcards are incredible, by the way.
I wanted to show them again. Srbuk is walking through that little ruin thing, and then 5 dancers in black with like traditional hats and outfits dancing with her. She's wearing white. That's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives me like...
I think these are some of the best postcards since 2014. Yes. I mean, they're doing the right job of showing the beauty of Israel as well as showcasing the personality of the artists.
Yes.
Interesting clothing choices by Srbuk. I keep wanting to call her Arbuk, like from Pokemon.
I don't know.
I know, but I don't mean to. But we're going to see which outfit she ended up choosing. It looks like she's going with the pantsuit.
The black. No, wait, it's too dark to see. You know the staging, for the most part, right? The 30-second clip. make sure you check it out on the Eurovision's YouTube channel, so we don't have to go into every little piece of detail. Yeah, she's wearing black with the boots going all the way up.
Oh, she's not in the pantsuit.
She's not wearing the pantsuit.
No, so she's in the first outfit she wore during the first rehearsal. So I was saying that maybe she wasn't comfortable in this outfit, but she's gone back to it. But I do feel like she's more into it again.
An energetic song just to get people into the mood, that's for sure. That was a cool shot, the attention. Like now it sounds like Sean again. That was a nice shot.
Yeah. So we'll make sure we also kind of talk about the flow of the songs, and this is great for you guys because now you can kind of see how songs go from one to the other, where we're going to have breaks. It seemed like having a song before a break, or having a break after a song seemed to help. The countries all qualified. So we'll see if that happens again now.
Huh? Yes, he just went in like 5 minutes ago. You can go into it a bit, we got this. So Sean and Fernando will go in there, do social media, and take pictures.
So good high notes as usual from Srbuk.
People are saying she's vocally struggling. That's what they... Do you think it's bad?
I wonder if it's like the volume is higher now, so maybe there's more reverb.
The microphone may not pick it up well. To me, she sounds fine.
I do feel like the second half is better than the first half.
Yeah.
And she's just walking out.
Walks away after that. She literally walks out.
Yeah, she literally just walks out and it's just like,
that's a cool
screw
thing.
y'all.
I'm walking out and bye.
So Ireland's up next. They are an Elot palm plantation. E-Y-L-O-T, not Islet or whatever. Sarah, or Tara as Matt calls her, is riding a horse through the palm trees, wrapped around female dancers. Almost look like what you think of belly dancers being, with white sheer dresses spinning around. Again, gorgeous cinematography. I really love how they get the dancers involved, even if they just stand and do the Whitney Houston School of Dance, where they just participate in a couple bits like Serhat did yesterday.
And keep in mind, the shows today, right now, is only the first dress rehearsal. The juries are not voting right now. Tonight is the show you want to look out for, as that will be the jury show. With half of the votes will be decided basically, not revealed.
So Ruben's asking, how do the juries work? Do they just rank their top 10? Do they rank everyone? They actually do a rank order from 1st to 26. And
18 in this case.
18 in this case. Well, actually 17, because they won't judge their own country. But in the finale, they'll do 1 through 25, 1 being their best, 25th to their least favorite. So remember, this is semifinal 2. We're only dealing with the countries that are in semifinal 2. The list is on the description below. If you can't see it, refresh the page and you should be able to see it pop there.
It looks all good again with Sarah. I think it all figured out. People will like it or they won't. Some people will probably think it's too much. Others will think it's quite adorable. But it certainly stands out visually. So that's what they're
very cool pop art, yeah.
Yes.
And she's gotten a lot more comfortable on stage.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have to talk through the live streams. This is a requirement provided to us by the EBU. Just not talking doesn't make the background noise ambient sound. If we're talking, then what you hear behind us is ambient sound. If we don't talk, then the focus is on the music, and that's not allowed by the EBU. Call it a loophole or what? Apologies, but these are the rules set up to provide us with access that you are receiving right now.
Again, it's a jury show, which most acts consider like the scary, the more difficult show actually, because that's where the juries will vote, as said, and they're a little bit more less forgiving with vocal hiccups or any that kind of stuff. They would be more forgiving, like you missing your dance step or something like that. But the rest of that, that is more important than what's the difference almost with the televoters who maybe forgive a bad note, say a hot, right?
Yep.
And but they may get distracted by bad staging.
Yep. So Moldova's up next. Zikran Yakov's Wineries.
There she is, Anna.
Anna.
Walking next to a house among some bushes.
Winery.
Oh, the winery, yeah. Okay, now she's dancing around with one guy right now. Everyone else gets to dance with more than one. They're running across the street, and now they're actually in one of the cellars.
Yeah.
Dancing with wine glasses.
So one thing, the jurors actually vote individually. They do not work as a team. They're asked not to share their answers with one another.
I actually really like the Moldovan postcard. It's different because there's only one dancer compared to like more than, a bunch of them. We get to finally see the entire thing from Moldova because we always only saw the... Oh, so they have a close shot of the screen.
Oscar Green's asking about, is there a point to rank more than the top 10? Just what it used to be is there's almost this allocation of points only to top 10, and everyone 11th and below were treated the same. I think a lot of this was to sort of try to do a change in looking at the variations below. And there are people who advocate for the old system, people like me this system. I think any way you go, there's going to be limitations.
So they definitely fixed the camera work here.
I remember that some of these vocals may sound a little off. These are dress rehearsals. People may be saving their voices. But who knows? What's going to be more important are tonight's shows and tomorrow's show.
Yes. So, as we said, the whole snow art is recorded. I mean, she does it now. She actually does the actual graphics now. So yeah, it's very similar to Ukraine 2011. There's just no way to deny it.
Yeah. So Danny's...
They are putting more focus actually on Anna almost.
This is coming together. I'm not sure how people are going to respond. I mean, we're in the bubble. We remember Ukraine 2011, and people may really like this, and people may respond really positively to it. So we never know. You're just going to have to wait and see. And I
wouldn't be shocked if this one qualifies now.
Yeah, I agree. So Danny62 was asking, a lot of people are responding to issues saying it's just a rehearsal. Do you see it's a point where the press are going to be closed off from rehearsals from here on out or in the future? I would say Eurovision and the EBU know that there is a lot of power in having press here to report. A lot of people are coming here on their own dime, and EBU is getting free publicity from the many journalists who are here. So I think there's always going to be this at-odds relationship between the press and the EBU, but they realize the benefits that each are getting. The EBU, free publicity. For us as press, it's access, first access to seeing things. And honestly, for some of the press, they come here to get photos, get promo CDs, talk to their artists one-on-one. So there's a lot of ebb and flow with what they're providing.
Yeah, it's really just more like a theme song now, like ambiance music for the snow work again.
Now, I'm also going to mention, a lot of people are saying, it's not right to compare this to Ukraine 2011. I mean, it is the same artist, and from what I heard, I'll tell you the story after Switzerland's postcard. Tel Aviv, Israel Philharmonic Orchestra.
Luca Hänni.
Luca.
I was just there yesterday.
Matt was on one of the tours.
Yes.
What was the company?
What, the company?
Well, who did the tour?
Rainbow Tours.
Rainbow Tours. So, with 5 women dressed in blue, he's getting in. He's actually doing a lot of the dancing with them.
Well, he's a fantastic dancer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so likable. Like, he has so much energy, and I think that he has to bring that across on stage, and he has been doing that. So.
Yeah. All right, so quick story. Supposedly Ksenia from the sand artist from Ukraine 2011 has been hungry to come back to Eurovision and has been asking countries to consider her being a part of their delegation. And I guess this was the first year where someone bit on the chance and took the bait and said yes, and that's Moldova.
I figured they're like, got nothing to lose. Getting rowdy.
One of the promo materials. Top billing for both Anna and Ksenia.
All right. Let's listen in. Stop. God. This is fun. It's just so much fun to watch. This is going to come across really well with the televoters in particular.
I mean, they really kind of did a couple test shots during the first few rehearsals. They really have something slick and polished now.
He's vocally consistent right now.
Yeah.
It's good.
So as noted, our predictions for the 10 qualifiers. This is our predictions, not our preferences. Will be posted later tonight, and we will provide our followers an opportunity to provide their own feedback as well as who they think will qualify. We will be doing the running order based upon the semifinals. This is the full run-through of the entire show, including hosts, interval acts. So for those of you waiting for the later entries, we are only on number 4. Check the description below for the actual order. So the people dancing in the back are Formula TV. Sure to check out their stream as well and say hello to them from us at ESC United.
It looks really good, guys and gals. It's very close, a lot of close camera work. There's not a lot of far wide shots in this one. It's all close up, so you get the energy of it. So
the press going wild, very polite claps,
so
not craps. Fun. Latvia, Tel Aviv, Suzanne Delal Center for Dance. This will be interesting to see Latvia doing.
I know.
Center for Dance. All 4 members are walking to front. And there are a lot of dancers.
Oh yeah, they have like dozens of dancers. In that dance school, they're dancing with him in one of those dance rooms.
Yeah.
It's a little darker than some of the other videos.
Definitely.
But it's they're all different. I enjoy every postcard. It's fun to watch. But here we go.
Yep. Again, we cannot show anything. We can only use the sound as ambient sound. I'm sorry. It actually says it is not allowed to take pictures or film the rehearsals. So maybe there's a break meant to be there.
No, I think there's a delay.
There's a delay.
They wouldn't make a break after the postcard.
Oh, that's true. Thank you.
So but that is good. They need to rehearse it because that could actually happen in the live show. When that happens, I'm sure both hosts stand by in the green room in case it's were to happen. Someone will talk into the ear. Okay, we're not ready yet. Start talking.
So Lon Amid is asking, are you seeing different camera shots to what you expected from the rehearsals? This is pretty much in line with what we saw. And we are going to see the UK, Germany, and Italy rehearse as well. And someone did mention, do we have new shots from Germany? That's rumored. We'll see, and we'll let you know.
The Eurovision app. You can download it now and be ready when the voting starts. You can see there.
Were you able to interview Ester on the red carpet?
Esther was one of the most fun people to interview. We have like a minute to talk to each person. She was so articulate and so excited, and she said it's a great opportunity for her to represent her country. It's like once in a lifetime opportunity, and she enjoys every moment of it. And she told me really cool things about Romania in that short amount of time and how emotional it is. So she was wonderful.
So there is an empty green room, and the host is just saying, I want to talk to Armenia, and there's no one there.
Yes.
Now they're bringing someone. No, he's talking to no one.
Invisible person, Armenia.
How was your shot? Do you enjoy it? Oh, excellent.
I love him. He's my favorite. I see he's now improvising right now in the green room.
I do think he's going to kind of be up there with Petra and Anke as far as memorable hosts that people
energy
love. Yeah.
Without being too corny, but just... And he's a huge fan of the contest, which makes it even better. You know what I mean?
So I wish you the best of luck tonight. We are all rooting for you and for all of the rest of the people that will come here. And good luck. Lucy, back to you.
I have many other fun facts here. The Eurovision Song Contest was held.
They're really stalling.
Yeah. So the people who don't qualify, the people who don't qualify, do they stay? Do they go?
Some stay. Usually, a lot of people go. Some of them decided, let's just stay anyway because it's all paid for anyway. But a good amount. Like Anna Bergendahl left immediately the next morning. She just wanted to go home after that whole thing.
Yeah.
In Sweden. But there are a lot of them that leave. But I also remember a lot of them staying because they have like other obligations. They already confirmed attending concerts like BB Jam. Before we're going to have some of them even all eliminated. They're going to perform there.
Yep. So Latvia is finally going. We will not know the result of semi-1 until Saturday night. Sunday morning, after the grand final.
Actually, they're going to be released usually a few minutes after the fact, and I will do the first thing I do after the show, after we do a recap and all that. I will delve into the results and find a few things. That's my thing. I love the results only because I love statistics. I love data. Because one thing you can always say, you use this data to prove your point or make a case, at least I should say. Because I don't like when people just make a statement and cannot back it up with any kind of statistics or, evidence. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Is there a big set for Latvia? No, the staging is pretty simple. Sometimes it's just the camera work. Sometimes it's just getting things set up. Again, these delays will likely and hopefully not happen in the real show.
And they also sometimes rehearse technical difficulties for the host so they get kind of comfortable with that.
Yep.
I mean, all they have here is the drums on the podium, and that's it. But that could be an issue, like they fell down, like they dropped the drums, they had to pick up the pieces, whatever it could be. Sometimes a tiny little thing could cause the delay.
Yep.
Oh, Fawn North, thank you so much for your super chat. The biggest fan from Norway. All right, it's not a competition, but I'll take that. I want to say that there's nothing more fun than watching you guys on a Wednesday. I'm worried Norway's black will keep them away from the final. Just on a Wednesday, I'm offended that we're not good enough for a Thursday. Kidding, of course. As I said, I'm not a fan of the black outfits and all of that stuff, but the song will qualify. I mean, it has to. The juries really would have to downgrade it. Unless it really pulls to Iceland 2016.
I feel the staging is now really much stronger, that I don't mind the contrast. when it was really dark during the first run through with the template background, that was where we had issues. And again, this is we assumed that was what it was going to be, and then we got assured that it would change.
Yes.
As noted, we are at song number 5. There are 13 more songs after this. The description, which has a running order, is below in the YouTube page. So definitely do keep that in mind if you're waiting for your favorite song to appear.
You heard him. They got rid of a lot of the glitter effect that they put on stage, like in the national final and even earlier. So I figured they just want to go with a little less.
If you have questions for us, please use @ESC United. There are a lot of people.
Oh, there's Weeby Blogs on camera right now.
Oh yeah, there was Weeby Blogs. I'm glad they're able to relax a bit. They have a big show tonight. So Mount Herman for Romania. People are asking us.
Be here for the jury show.
Yeah, there may be some people. Good luck to them tonight. I know planning a concert's tough work. So Ester is on Mount Herman. It is her and one dancer. She's all in black. He is in white, doing some modern interpretive dancing. This is another gorgeous postcard.
It is. Oh, now they're in the snow.
Now they're in the snow. Wow.
That was a cool transition. Now she dances in mountains full of snow. The music is pretty too.
I think this is my favorite postcard.
Mine too. I think that's my favorite too.
I think I just realized I had this huge permagrin show up.
I got like goosebumps.
Yeah, I did get goosebumps too. So we're gonna do our best. I know there's a lot of Romanian fans in here saying like, tell us everything, tell us everything. We're gonna do our best for you.
Yes. Artsende Bach, thank you for the super chat, and you look great in that color. Thank you so much for saying that. I shall only wear blue from now on.
So Esther's in her red chair. Shots of the guitar player, shots of the dancers. Very dark, but starting to light up. Esther's in a lot of pyrotechnics as well. Is in an outfit where it's all black with a very thick white collar. Pyrotechnics on every 8th beat, I think. Some shots of the backup dancers. A lot of shifting in camera angles, so they're really going with a lot of sporadic, frenetic shots. Sort of what we were hoping in Portugal and what they did end up having last night. You're going to see that a lot with Romania. So the first rehearsal, they did talk about that she looked a little too intense, too freaky. She had a lot of black makeup around her eyes. She almost looked like she was coming back from the dead. And I'm not saying that in a shady way. I actually liked how intense and angry she looked, but they really lightened things up.
That was too creepy for like the average viewer. I liked it better as well.
Yep.
But I can see where they're coming from at least.
And there were concerns about one of the backup dancers being hurt. Both of them are on stage. Things look really good. I feel like this song, a lot of people have really grown on it. They really have started to take notice of the song.
It's all about the voice for me. It's her style. She makes the song. And she's so likable.
And I did find the national final performance a little weird, but this is so much better.
This is better than national, absolutely.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
Now they turned the sound down a bit. The press center, not Romania.
I'm fine with that. It was really loud.
But I think,
Fire, pyros.
Fire, a lot of blues. This is a nice effect where they have rain in the background. Then they do a pop-up shot where you see the raindrops falling, but it really looks like she's standing in rain.
Isn't it weird that all Nordic countries are competing in the same semi? That's not correct. Iceland isn't in there. Finland isn't in there. But all the 3 Scandinavian countries are in the same. But it happened last year as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they have pots, and then they try their best to separate things.
I love this note.
And they have the
golden shower,
pyro rain.
And the backdrop is also just fire. Like, this is lots and lots of fire now.
I mean, this is someone who's angry. This is what they're really going for. And I've compared it to a young Miss Havisham, if you know Great Expectations. But at the end, everything goes really bright and pink. Maybe sign of optimism. But you can hear people screaming in the press center, or in the arena, actually. So, good news if you're a Romania fan, there's a break right after Romania.
That is true, so people can talk about it.
Yep.
So a break after Romania, and they're going to do like a quick green room interview situation before we move on to Denmark. So between Romania and Denmark, there is an official break.
And of course, be ready to vote when the time comes.
I'm gonna run to the boys' room while we have a break.
Okay. I'm going to take over in the meantime. Israel's performance is unlisted on the Eurovision channel. Nobody can see it. Please, what's your opinion? I don't have an opinion on that. That is weird. I wonder why. Because it all should be available since he performed already in the semi. You know what I mean? That is weird. I wonder if it was by accident, but I don't see that happening. So as you can see, doing green room interviews right there. Keep in mind, the acts are not in the green room. These are all just volunteers and staff members, actually are stand-ins for the actual artists. Tonight, on the other hand, during the jury show, they will be in the green room. And then when they fake qualify, they still get to do the whole fake walk to the stage, which was fun. By the way, they're talking to right now to Conchita Verse, apparently. He have the beard, but it's not Conchita.
And here's someone who I'm sure will be
Now, Lucy, right? Yeah, Lucy is going to talk to Luca Hänni right now. And that's what they do. They talk to some of the acts while they're having a little break, and then they're moving on to Denmark in just a minute or two. Zach's gone. Tell us really what you think of him, Matt. Oh my God, can you believe it? Zach? No, he's coming back. I don't have time to talk smack about him. I would never. Are you kidding me? He's great. He's my friend. Okay, he's coming back. He don't care. Someone was just saying, now he's gone. Tell us really what you think of him, Matt. And I told him everything. I told him everything about you. All right, this break is over. And we're moving on in a minute now to Denmark, Leonora. So someone asking what's happened so far. So Easy Fan, welcome. And in case you are also joining us, this is the first rehearsal of semi-final 2. We've listened to the first 6 songs. And also the opening thing, but we didn't see much. It was
Denmark is up. Jerusalem.
Yes.
We saw the big chair, so maybe that's why they have the break, to get the big chair set up.
Yeah. She's one of those towers with ballet dancers.
Well, it makes sense. She's a figure skater.
That's true. And now she's wearing a tiara.
She's keeping up with them quite well.
Yeah, she's keeping up. Indeed. It's also a cute card. I mean, I haven't seen a bad card yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. This seems really strange that it's just Jerusalem, and that's it.
Yeah, Jerusalem. What's in Jerusalem?
Yeah. And they didn't show much of the outside.
No, they didn't.
Do we watch our streams after the show ends? I try not to.
We sometimes rewind and forward to certain parts of it when we said that was really funny.
Yeah.
To talk about it. Like yesterday when I finished this live stream with a really funny note, we had to check that out. By accident, of course.
Yeah.
It was like a double entendre situation.
I hate hearing myself on camera.
Oh, me
I hate
too.
hearing myself talk.
I know why I'm doing it, because I don't.
Yeah. So I heard you said horrible things about me.
I did.
So, describe Leonora's eye contact with the camera.
All right.
That was a nutcracker, by the way, Lily.
That's a what?
The music, it was a nutcracker. The music for...
Music, gotcha.
Yeah.
She's looking into the camera the entire time. A lot of people find it strange. I'm not annoyed by it at all. But some people don't like it, so she does it a lot, though. not as she's walking up the stairs right now, she's not looking into the camera a whole lot. She's looking at the dancers.
How was that camera shot? I was answering some questions. What did the camera shot look like as she went up the ladder?
It did like angled a little bit, like from the side of the stage, but still close up. So that they didn't want to be seeing the. You didn't see the singers that were already sitting up there. You only saw the guys on the ground, and she was kind of interacting with the dancers at the next to the ladder, and that's about it. She didn't look into the camera for the longest time until she was almost all the way up. Almost sitting down. That's when she started looking into the camera again, which makes more sense. Because it was awkward when she first looked into the camera as she was walking up. But it looked fine to me. They fixed that a lot because there were a lot of issues in the beginning with that.
Someone's saying she doesn't blink much. And now I'm paying attention to that.
Me too. I didn't register with me.
Because,
before.
maybe
that's
it's not
what's
the eyes
causing
there.
it.
Maybe it's...
I'm going to pay attention to the next time she performs tonight.
Yeah. But I think it's as a figure skater, you really have to express yourself with your face.
She sprints quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
At least while she's sitting there.
This is... There's kind of a little dumb smile on her face. Not saying that in a bad way.
And now we're moving on to another...
Tel Aviv port. Oh, I was running there yesterday.
John
and that
Lundvik.
is John Lundvik roller skating. On the port.
Oh, two skateboarders. Rollerblade as well. So he's rollerblading through that part of town. Well, the ladies are looking at him, and they're all rolling around. Okay, this is all a little bit more, Oh no, he's on a merry-go-round. Okay, there's a lot going on in this car. It's hard to explain. He's on a merry-go-round, then he is actually rollerblading, and, yeah. Hard to explain. There's a lot going on. It's a little bit more active. It's a very active card. Oh, another delay.
All right.
Another delay here, so we're going back into the green room. But that is fine. That's why the rehearsal is the first run through, and then
you know what my thought is? They're doing this just in case something happens. Like
I was saying, they may be practicing technical difficulties.
Yeah, or practicing. What happens if there's someone who jumps the stage, like what happened last year, where Portugal was like, what do we do?
That is true. What do we do now?
ESC fan, we are going to provide our predictions tonight, and they're looking for...
So Lucy was just told to actually wrap it up, and then they're like, oh no, never mind.
As I said before, Sweden and...
So do you feel there's a lot of buzz about Sweden or Russia? I kind of feel like there is, but it's just because they're always there. They're always someone to not think about.
Yeah.
So I do feel like, I heard someone say this is going to be 2014 all over again with the Netherlands and Sweden in the mix. I do feel like either could have a shot at victory.
Which one? Both? Or?
Yeah, I feel like, everyone's really, saying, the Netherlands are still the heavy favorite to win. But I think all of us are just like, we're not sure what's going to happen yet. So with that saying, Dutch fans, don't get too worried. But fans of other countries, I would say there's a chance.
Don't give up hope just
yet.
Yeah. Lily Loves, thank you so much. Who would win a staring contest, Otto or Leonora? What do you think?
I think Leonora would do her grin, and I think Otto's kind of a softie underneath it all.
But he is. But I think
he would be charmed by her
smile. His stare is a little bit more intimidating here, so I will say Otto. Is that your answer too?
I would say Leonora.
All right, it's a tie.
So remember, these are rehearsals. They're trying a lot of things out. Do not fret.
Actually, semifinal 1 show was probably worse, at least as far as like delays were concerned. Here, at least they're trying covering it up. So imagine this was the live show. Most people may not even get it.
Yeah.
And that is, exactly what it is.
So,
of course, us fans would, but go ahead.
I don't know what they're doing. I have a conspiracy theory I thought of at breakfast this morning. Or maybe not a theory, but... So... Oh, wait. Sorry.
And what's the question?
So she was trying to lead off to Sweden. Is it too late for love? And the woman who's playing Luca answered the question, not realizing it.
No, not really. And she's like laughing. I'm like, you weren't supposed to answer that. That was funny.
I think that's... Yeah.
There's still delays. So there's some issues with Sweden right now. As you can see, nothing to worry about. They'll fix all of that.
All right. So here's my thought. I feel like, when people talk about block voting and voting patterns, I feel the strongest song is in our system now is still always going to win Eurovision. But I do wonder if some of those voting patterns help songs that are borderline creep in versus other songs. So someone who is Portuguese could make the argument, well, we don't have as many friends, and other songs took our spot, and a song that people really liked now can't be voted for in the final, which then makes another favorite have a better shot of winning, or makes that stronger song, the favorite, have a better chance of winning, because you're sort of ticking off, getting rid of all the other people. So I think that, if you want to talk about block voting, I would say it has a stronger effect in the semis than it does in the final.
Yes.
I don't know how I can word that.
But at the same time, it's also because they're being spread out. It really depends on the luck of the draw there as well, because Russia has a good amount of block voting. Last year they had barely any, even though they still finished 11th in the televote.
Yeah, but and I feel like right now there really isn't a shock. There really isn't someone who people thought was going to do really, really well that didn't make it, and they're still semi too. I don't know if conspiracy theory is the right word, or maybe just thoughts about voting patterns and things like that.
Zach, I love your conspiracy theories.
Well, I have to
remember use the word theory.
Yeah, theory.
Very important.
You can strengthen or weaken theories. I think I'm pointing out a lot of theories that are very weak in general, but that's what a conspiracy theory is. Someone's told us that the whole America Vision thing is just to sort of be a distraction from the fact that Eurovision Asia is not going to happen, so they're going to provide another new bright, shiny metal object for all of us to stare at to forget about Eurovision Asia. I feel like me and that person, I'll avoid saying who they are, need to have a live stream or a podcast just about Eurovision conspiracy theories.
Oh, gosh.
But I feel like it would have to be separate from ESC United, because I feel like people would not want to talk to me. What did you think of the kiss cam last night?
I know some people say it's cute, right? It's not for me. Kiss cam is so American and so cheesy. It's like I cringe at it when I see that these football, baseball games wherever they're doing them. I'm like, really? It's like
Miko, I am American. I'm from the East Coast, originally from Hawaii though. So being in Tel Aviv is very nice because I'm right near the beach, just like how I grew up. And the Israeli people are very friendly, very lively, and very much like the Hawaiian people back home where I grew up.
So, also just as a reminder, in case you're just joining, you're confused, this is the first dress rehearsal of semi-final 1. Sweden is about to take the stage, but as you can see, there's quite a delay. I'm not sure if there's an issue with the Swedish props. I don't think so. It's probably other issues that they have to figure out, and this happens all the time, so nothing for you to worry about. They always take longer, these rehearsals.
I will say, one of my favorite parts of semi-final 1 that I don't think got much love was the Kudaman clip, the mashup of all the different songs.
Yes, I love that.
It took me a while to realize what was going on, and then I was like, oh wow, he really went through and took all these bits and clips from across all 64 years, or 63 years, and put them together. And there were just these cool mashup moments that are
the 65th
really enjoyable.
year, though, isn't it?
65th is next year.
Oh, that's
64th is this year, but
right.
63rd or 63.
You're right. I cannot count. Did you notice the LED light issues from Cyprus yesterday? Yes, we heard about that. But clearly, she made it through anyway. And a little bit of LED, as I said, it's not going to make a big difference. I know people get. I remember in 2014 when Sanna Nielsen performed, there was an issue with one of the lights, that created a pyramid. One of them went the other way, and the delegation was outraged. They wanted them to show the jury performance, I think, to kind of, get that one judged.
So here's Sean Casey, thank you. I guess Sean from the arena is saying that the light appears broken in the arena, and that's why we have this delay.
Oh. Yeah, we see the stage right now. Actually, we see some flashing, but it's probably not flashing the right way. So we see a wide shot right now. We can see John Lundvik barely. We see like his arms. And now we don't see anything because now they turned off the lights. They had the same issue, not the same issue, they had issues in the jury show a couple of days ago for semifinal one with Kobe screens. They couldn't get them to work, so they had to roll them off, and Spain had to perform again, and then they rolled them back on, and then it worked.
Yep. With so many bits and pieces, technology can break. Maybe they just have to change a light bulb or two.
Yep, or someone standing on a cable.
All right, I think we're going to start Sweden. Yes.
Here we go.
I don't think there will be a break before Sweden.
No,
I think that was unplanned.
We just had one before Denmark.
Yep. So Sweden's very much known for making really small changes. They're very persnickety, perfectionists. It'll be interesting to see what sort of changes they have in this rehearsal, because I'm sure we'll see some slight tweaks from what we've seen before.
It was mostly between the two rehearsals was like the lighting. They brought more light into it, and then spread out the backup singers a little bit, which kind of make them actually stand out more, which was nice.
Tara's saying that she always felt like John kind of looked a little sweaty underneath the lights.
He didn't have stage makeup though.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. There's stage makeup that's applied. They usually go through that consultation between the first and second rehearsal, so that may be a case. I mean, these are rehearsals, so we'll see. I mean, I do love that he's so into this. These camera shots have been perfected.
Yes.
The second verse, this part.
Oh, this one is bad, actually.
A close-up. They've been really working on trying to fix that one. So I know people are asking, what's this about Americavision? All we know is that someone signed a contract, but nothing's been planned.
No broadcaster has been
broadcast,
chosen.
yeah.
But I'm curious why they decided to have a press conference about that when it's such an early stage. Well, it was only a 20-minute thing anyway.
The conspiracy theorists,
to distract
not me,
from
the other one, said to distract from Eurovision Asia. So I do like that. They changed the lighting a bit, the ordering, kind of to give the silhouettes of the backup singers. Notice the mics for the backup singers aren't as loud.
Yeah, but maybe it's just the sound quality here.
You can see someone in the background dancing.
I like that little break there. It really is like, oh, what's happening?
I do like that.
Huh?
Yes.
He's having his voice here, as you can
Yeah, you can hear it. I mean, I would say also if Americavision happened, there would not be any ease for us to get in. I feel like the broadcasters, I don't think the broadcasters would have a good respect for Eurovision.
No. They're going to have it very tight, like a idol show, we just have them do that.
Tel Aviv, Bauhaus for Austria. Actually, I walked through there yesterday. PÄNDA's in a neighborhood. This almost looks like Sirona.
Oh, she also has a single dancer there right now.
I saw a preview of this, yeah. She's doing almost like what was that called? The jive.
The jive, yes.
Yeah.
Not the Charleston, but the old days, just
swing dance.
Yeah, swing dance, yes.
Yeah. So
down the stairs in front of a water fountain.
Hrvitski
She's good. She's like a
Eurovision.
dancer too.
Yeah, Hrvitski Eurovision Club saying conspiracy theory: winner of America Vision will actually represent USA at Eurovision. I thought that they would announce that as a surprise thing, that the US winner would represent the US as a guest and then finish last, because no one wants the US in Eurovision.
Yeah. All right.
So I would also say that America Vision, I feel like the broadcasters wouldn't have a respect. They wouldn't get it, and they would just do a very meltdown version with a lot of sob story sympathy, like they do with every reality show in the U.S. I also feel like they would bring in broadcasters who didn't respect Eurovision. Remember, the first year that Logo had Eurovision, the broadcasters talked over the damn music. We're doing that now, but this is a rehearsal, and this is the way we are allowing you all to hear the music.
Make sure you watch these clips also on Eurovision.tv's YouTube page, because it gives you at least a 30-second camera work. So you get a feel of the staging. We're just here to tell you if there are any minor or major changes. For PÄNDA herself, the staging was basically done. I felt like she was ready. It's one of those few performances from the get-go that was almost ready to our eyes. I'm sure the delegation had a few suggestions and improvement, certain cuts. But this song also, it's a very quiet, fragile piece. Yep. It has a lot of close-up camera shots.
Yep. And I think, people are asking, where can I get a postcard clip? I think YouTube or the Eurovision page will have that after the show. The other thing you can do is also watch the semifinal and just go to the bit where they play that. Yes. I have already downloaded semifinal 1 for my personal viewing later.
No, you haven't, because it would not be legal.
Oh, that's right. I am not downloading it. I am deleting it off my computer right now as I speak, but I will view it while I'm in the country when it is not geo-blocked.
Exactly.
Oh, yes, I'm deleting it right now. It's deleted. So there's a black and white effect on the screen. I have not noticed it. It is not being used anymore.
No,
I will say the triangles are used very very nicely on screen. It is one of the first countries that I feel is actually using it. Belgium used it, but I feel Austria is doing it a lot better.
This will go big with the juries. I just know it.
This one could say in America Vision would only great if North and South America were included. It could be. Maybe America Vision, we're thinking it's just the U.S., but it could be the Western Hemisphere.
Or just in North and South America, the Americas. Yeah, I mean, that kind of... Yeah. I'm still worried for PÄNDA with the televotes, but the juries will love this. No doubt.
Here comes Croatia. Jerusalem, the Israel Museum.
Yeah. And that's where Roko will probably do his thing, walking down the stairs.
All in white.
All in white.
Looking like he's getting ready to fence.
He has like 4 yellow dancers. By yellow, I mean wearing yellow clothes. Yeah. They're walking around this weird...
Sculpture.
I guess the sculpture looks like an hourglass.
It's not weird, it's art.
Sure. It's weird.
This dancing is very strange, but it's very edgy. That's not a slight on Roko.
It's artsy.
It's artsy, yeah.
It's an art museum, I guess, with all the.
But yeah, it's all revolving around dancing as if you're in an art
museum. Yes.
Museum and watching. So pretty cool.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. They make you fly there to Israel just to do that 20-second clip, right? And it takes a lot of time and effort. You see it once and then it's done.
So Croatia fans, remember this is a rehearsal. I know Roko has been saving his voice a lot during the rehearsals. So if you are a little disappointed in his vocals, if he does save his voice, do not be disappointed. But we have been talking a lot about how fantastic this staging is and how it's very good at telling a story.
It looks beautiful. He's like in hell right now, basically. as the fallen angel. And here comes the angels descending from heaven on the LED screen.
Is this in a different key?
I felt so too. It felt it sounded, but it sounded different, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is in a lower key. So this again may be part of the rehearsals, because it does feel like it's in a lower key, and I think people are agreeing, right?
Yeah. As a reminder, as we have a few people again joining the chat, this is ambient sound. We cannot stop talking. That's the whole thing.
Yep. So Sean
That's
is
the
saying
EBU rule.
Sean is saying they've only managed the changeover for Denmark and Sweden just barely. David thinks they'll most likely play Sweden after the break in the final, seeing how long it took them to set things up.
Yeah.
So it is definitely in a lower key. This could very well just be him saving his voice. We will be doing the jury show at 9 p.m. Central European Time, and we will be live during it using a format similar to this. Please check us out, and please follow us on Twitter to get updates on when we'll be doing live streams.
Oh, there was some camera issues. So there was some.
Yeah. I think one of the best voices this year.
Yeah.
And I said that in 2017. His mentor had one of the best voices in Eurovision that year. And a lot of people gave me crap for it, but I still stand by that. The song, not my cup of tea, but like his mentor, one of the best voices here this year. So Sean Casey, does Denmark take a lot of time to set up or take down the chair? It was
Give me
pretty
1
quick.
second. I just want to make sure. I think this is where officially a break is happening, right? No, not was it another system issue? Because this would be an early break again after Croatia.
Yeah, so
We may have a break after Croatia? I don't think so. It should happen like after Lithuania.
yeah, it's really hard to tell at this point where the breaks are going to be because there's so many.
Yes.
So join us for the jury show. We'll make sure you know.
Yes. And which starts at 9 p.m. Central European Time. But we'll be on like 30 minutes before that. So we have a little pre-show and talk this through. So 8:30 p.m. Central European Time. Join us here at ES United with 50% of the results, basically, or votes will be decided. We won't know until tomorrow. But you know, these performances are just as important, if not even more important.
Let's continue.
She doesn't remember.
And
No. Oh.
And now the
Mic's
microphone's
not
not
on.
working. So Bar is talking to the guy who's pretending to be John Lundvik, but we don't hear anything. Someone didn't turn on the microphone.
So remember, you know, when they do change the keys, you know, it's a strategy I've not seen before, but the rehearsals, maybe just an opportunity for him to rest his voice, but I know someone said, you know, it's very tricky to do that, you know, because the voice relies on muscles to sing, and usually I've just seen people not really give it their all, but yeah, lower key, we're not sure if this is, I think this is just for rehearsal, it's not going to be a permanent change.
Yeah. Elin Nerehag, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the live streams. Feels like I'm there. That's ultimately our goal.
So this is
Timna Park.
Malta, Timna Park.
Yeah. Also in the desert. That's where Michela is now. Has like a bunch of dancers.
Very Artsfisk.
Oh,
2017, Armenia.
Seeing the hands behind her now, but they're also doing another dance. She's actually dancing a little bit, but mostly just with her hands, not with her entire body.
Whitney Houston School of Dance.
Yes. Hey, it's working. Yeah, it does. They brought back the screens. guys, the screens are back, the walls.
Oh yeah, they do.
Wonderful. I'm so happy right now.
They are going back to the first rehearsal.
Yeah, it's the first one where they had those 2 walls and the little action thing.
Ellen, thank you so much for the live stream. We're glad you feel like you're there with us.
But she doesn't open the door anymore. She's just pointing at the water coming out. Did that fix that? Oh, I'm so glad they brought the walls back.
So this is kind of a mix of what we saw with the first rehearsal and the second rehearsal.
Let's see. No, she's using the walls.
But she's in the second rehearsal outfit.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, that's true.
See, this
her
is
vocal is still off in it.
But this is like from the second rehearsal.
The outfit, but they're using the screen still.
Yeah.
There's more of a music video effect now.
Well, this is more like a performance where do they have the screen in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're taking the best of what they like. Yeah, like that shot.
But they're using the walls. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Then you must because the second verse they use only the LED screen.
Yeah.
That's a very different thing. This is way better. So yeah, I can confirm the walls are back. Oh, that's a new effect. No, it's not. Never mind. I just remember this at first.
Do they have the augmented reality, the holograms?
Yes. This looks so good, everyone. Some vocal shakiness there from him. But it looks so good. The dancers are fun too.
So the backup dancers are in their first rehearsal outfits, though.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm glad that that's changed. It works better. So,
and we really haven't seen the big push out to the reveal. Like this feels like you haven't seen a shot of the arena yet.
No, but that happens at the very last chorus.
Yeah.
That's when they take the music video effect out, so we know we're actually in there. Now, see, now they're zooming out, wide shot. So people understand, oh, those were walls. So they're not going to get that Benjamin and Grosser kind of situation, I guess. So her voice sounded a little strained to me. That was not her best vocal performance. It wasn't the worst one either. She needs to improve on that for tonight. But I'm thrilled that the walls are back. It looks so much better. I'm surprised when people say it looks better without the walls. I'm like, what were you on, people? Were you one of the ones who said you liked it better without the walls?
No,
well, Sean like probably.
This. So Lithuania, Hänni Beach actually starts with him parachuting down.
Yeah, he's like in front of like
a hangar, air hangar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dancing in front of those little airplanes. Now he's taking a car with the 4 female dancers kind of dancing on an airplane runway thing with him. Him sitting on a car. That kind of stuff.
So what do we think about Malta now? Are they back in the game?
They always were in the game. I'm just glad that they brought back the walls. But yeah, they're in the game.
Yeah.
Just as I pointed out, the things that need to work on. So, Jurij, he was basically almost ready after the first rehearsal.
Yeah. So he's in just the black t-shirt. He's not wearing the leather jacket as he had in the past.
But it's a very simple staging, and people will like it or they won't. They may think it's boring or it's not.
So,
but when I say it's a simple staging that people can make a case it's appropriate for the song. I still consider this a potential qualifier. Actually, I haven't done my predictions yet, it'll be tough to make predictions. But if this qualifies, I would not be shocked.
I need to reiterate, I know we say it over and over again, but the rules of the EBU say we have to talk throughout. We cannot shut up during the song and then talk during the breaks. We have to discuss and talk the whole time.
Ambient.
This is ambient sound. You are technically listening to us, and it just so happens stuff is playing in the background. That's the loophole we can actually get this information out to you. All the other streams should be doing this as well. We want to make sure we're professional and respecting the requests of the EBU. We have to keep talking. I know it's not the best case scenario, but it is a scenario that lets you get access to this. So please understand and respect this policy provided to us by the EBU.
Thank you, Why Not, for the super chat. Can you tell Ester Peony that her fans are begging her to untie their hair and qualify? We don't have access to her that much, and I don't think that's even an option anymore. She can't just untie her hair. She gets actually need to get approval for that, because lighting affects that. Everything is choreographed and designed to the nail. It's just crazy. You have no idea. So I don't think that can be changed anymore.
Sean Casey saying, how big are his biceps? Maybe they're trying to get some sex appeal or, garner more points. His arms are big.
Yeah.
I know Eisenherz, we are American. We love to talk. We're like little shitsies that won't shut the hell up. But, again, this is the instructions provided us by the EBU, and we are chatty Cathys.
Americans considered chatty?
Yes.
Is that like a stereotype?
There's no reason we want to have awkward silence. Whereas I feel like other countries are very comfortable with that. So there's a break.
Yeah, that's true. We love small talk.
We love small chat. Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the things when I first moved to America, that how are you thing threw me off. Because when someone said, how are you? I'm like, well, you know what? I didn't sleep well last night, but thanks for asking. And my back hurts. And they're like, just give me a good or fine, a one-syllable answer and move on with it. Don't even say pretty good, because that is a follow-up question.
Yep.
Hello
to everyone else's our how are you.
Now there is a break now after Lithuania. This looks like an official break, which makes sense. Because then we are 6 songs. That means Russia has time to set up their staging with all the screens.
So it is funny. People are saying Lithuania is just a shock qualifier. I think a lot of people are just downplaying, saying Lithuania is going to be last. I know people said that in 2017, Lithuania was going to be dead last.
100% not last. If I would do them right now, I would be torn. Actually, I would lean towards putting them in the top 10. They have a huge head start in the televote already. With Ireland, United Kingdom, Latvia, Norway, all on the summer. They all get just based on that alone. They're gonna. I'm almost certain they're going to be in the top 10 with the televoters. It comes down to what the juries will do with it. That is my only concern. That could bring it down.
I'm expecting some shocks tomorrow. I mean, especially after yesterday, I expect we're not going to get 10 wrong. There's going to be another shock. What song is after Lithuania? It's Russia, right?
Yes.
So this is why I think we are going to have a break, because there's going to take some time to set up the screens. So they're going to ask John Lundvik about his UK song as well, it looks like.
I know, I love how they always interview John Lundvik.
So James J is asking, how did Australia achieve that optical result in the semifinal?
What?
How did Australia do the optical illusion? So there was the hologram that was projected on the TV screen, and they just were working throughout the rehearsals on tinkering. Norway's next.
Did it say Norway?
Norway?
They probably misspoke. Issues. Like, they're supposed to be a
postcard. They're stopping the postcard.
Now they're back to AC. Some technical difficulties.
Yep, someone pushed the wrong.
No worries.
Someone pushed the wrong button. Someone's getting fired.
Button boy's in trouble
Yep.
again.
So Australia, they worked a lot on figuring out the best place to put the camera and the planet filter over Kate and the poles to be able to hide the Kate's pole as much as possible. Kate's pole. That sounds horrible. But they really worked a lot on making sure the pole was not seen as much as possible.
It doesn't help when you keep saying it, right? I know.
Well, what else am I supposed to...
I
Kate's
know.
stick there.
Okay, now we get to... No.
Coming right up. But before that, here is a secret I've been keeping for a very long time. The first time Israel participated in the Eurovision was in 1973.
They're talking about Israel's first participation in 1973.
Yes. I saw her perform actually at Euro Club a few nights ago, which was kind of cool. I mean, the songs were kind of... that she performed were kind of like, you know, old school, and the Eurovision fans were not really appreciative of that. But I enjoyed it anyway.
Your club's interesting, or even the whole press center, because you have these multiple generations. You have people who have been going here longer than I've been alive. You have people who are very new to this first year. So a lot of Jerusalem this semifinal. This is Jerusalem Tower of David for Sergey. And there is parkour. Because I saw this in the clip yesterday where Sergey jumping. Yeah.
A lot of Russians do that actually in those videos. You've seen them like climbing this building doing these crazy jumps.
And he's
Sergey as well. They're running along that wall. It looks very scary. Scary. I said scary.
Yeah.
Doing all these jumping down the stairs. You know, you see some of those YouTube videos, jumping over fences. And
I want evidence that that's really him, because they aren't showing the face when he's doing
he was wearing a hoodie, and so not all of it's a stuntman doing that.
I'm gonna assume it was him, because I do like him. Fun fact, I almost named a dog after him that I was gonna adopt.
Yes.
And then I realized the dog was naughty and I just couldn't handle it. How do we look so fresh after so many hours and hours?
Crystal meth? Kidding.
No, we exfoliate.
Oh, that's right. I don't know.
We exfoliate. That's all you gotta say.
No, we get sleep in, and this is how adrenaline gets us going.
Yeah.
Keeps us going.
So, staging for Russia. There were some technical glitches during the second rehearsal, but I'm sure they fixed them, or will fix them during this run through.
Oh, that's a bad camera shot. The camera blocking his view. They gotta fix that.
Yep. Cody, we're in our 30s.
Wow, that is such a cool effect there. I love it.
Yeah, there is some really nice staging here. And unfortunately for Sergey, they're always going to compare it to 2016, and people are going to say, is this
the
better
fans at least,
or not. I don't think the jurors or the televoters are going to...
It's so funny though. I swallow hard, my throat is on fire. It's just really...
I mean...
Yeah, the fact it's a cool effect.
You know, it's so funny because when you hear Sergey's voice, you don't think of him having a really strong voice.
Yeah, because it's like a pop voice,
it's
right?
It's a pop voice, but it's really, really nice, really powerful.
Oh, he was in sync for the really with the.
Yeah.
That's nice. He's not going to hit that big note again. because he's going to save his voice. I assume he's going to do it later. Yeah, that's a little...
That sounded fine. I liked it.
I didn't like it. No. And he is he is so into this Eurovision experience again. He performed at Euro Club all the time. He's going to the other events here. He is just all in, and I hope he's gonna take back, regardless of the outcome, great memories.
Yep. Jonidis is at Natural Reserve.
Yes.
Jonida, sorry. In a really serene nature area with 4 dancers in orange. She's wearing a really beautiful polka dot dress, very retro, but really fits her
Works
personality.
totally with her. Like she's from a different era almost.
Yeah. But then you see some of that. She's very much like these new hipster pinup girl type of dresses and style with the tattoos. I really love her style.
Yes.
So this has been a performance.
Outbreak has changed a little, though.
Yeah.
Because before the golden part kind of went up her.
Yeah, it went up on her shoulders.
Yes.
But they've really done a lot of improvements in the staging. Make sure she's very comfortable on stage. And they moved some of the pieces of the staging around.
Yes. That fire thing wasn't there before, right? Yeah, this staging has significantly improved. Not that it was bad before, but there were a few maybe disconnect at times with the camera and the energy of the staging, but it's nicer and nicer. She's no longer standing on the podium, and I believe they will take away the microphone stand.
Yep. So as noted by the...
Change her dress. Sorry.
Yep, sorry. I'm just doing a reminder. EBU regulations say that live streams are meant to be using the sound that you hear of the rehearsal as ambient sound. It cannot be the focus, hence that's why we have to talk. I know we're chatty Cathys, but we're doing this to make sure we abide by the rules given to us by the EBU to be able to provide these live streams. So we please, hope you understand this is a position we're in, and we're trying to do the best to provide you coverage. And thankfully, the sound is loud enough that you can hear it as well.
Yeah, now they took away the microphone stand. Now she's just doing her thing. She's not like walking around her thing. Can just be a little bit more animated, I guess. There's a little bit more pyro here, but it's a few more here. It's like significantly more than they had before. Another very fiery stage that seems to be the theme. Oh, there's the eagle.
Oh, in the background?
He was on the LED screen.
Yeah.
He was not like the hologram as it was before, but there was an eagle now flying on the LED screen. It's like where all the fire was.
I love this part where she's grabbing the mic and really getting into it.
Yes.
I love her. She's great.
Yes. So
up next, the Netherlands. They are at the Judean Desert.
You're skipping a country.
Oh, Norway. Sorry.
Judean Desert. It's a sort of them overlooking like the desert. And once they push it, they're like, a bunch of young dancers doing like a circle dance around them.
I do want to mention a couple people are noting that one of the workers died yesterday. A light fell on him in the arena. Or they said he died from his injuries today.
He died?
So, definitely,
no.
Yeah,
Really?
pay some respect to those who do sacrifice so
terrible.
much, yeah. And it's just so sad to hear. We wish their family, his family, the best.
Condolences. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, it made me. I didn't think he would.
That's really sad to hear. I mean, to have such a show like this that brings so much joy, despite some bickering, some fighting. You know, we always want to see people do the best, and injuries are unfortunately something that happen in productions like this, and we never want to hear these stories happening. So we hope that there's time for mourning, time for appreciation of that person's life, and hopefully it provides a bigger and better culture for safety for everyone involved moving forward, and that person's death is not in vain.
Yeah. So in case, as you know, they're all wearing black clothes. The two gentlemen are standing on the catwalk right now while Alexandra is in the center stage. And as the second verse starts, both Fred and Tom start walking towards the main stage as well, and will join Alexandra around the chorus time.
I do love, this is one of my favorite backdrops, actually.
Is it?
It's Northern Lights. It kind of gives me this Tron vibe. I love how quick the mountains move in the background.
They really lit up the stage though. It was so dark before.
Yeah.
That has been fixed.
Like this part, this is my favorite part of the stage.
Yeah, they have these animated 3D mountains.
Tronish, yeah.
Tronics, yeah. With the northern lights kind of floating around, but not too in your face. So Fred is now in the center stage, doing his little thing. Where like a little symbol on the LED floor shows up, and there's some fire behind him. Oh, he's also off a little there. But it's more forgivable his part when he doesn't do it. But Tom and Alexandra, of course, always flawless vocally. Yeah, he's off. He's off quite a bit.
This is a rehearsal, though.
And at the very end, they have this animal. So, it's a good performance. And the only thing that can stop Norway are the juries.
Yep.
That's my thinking.
All right, the Netherlands. They are at Mount Arbel.
Now, this is the one I'm really looking forward to. Not just because I like the song, obviously, but because we get to finally see that whole staging, hopefully, that Ilse de Lange and everyone else was concerned about, how the light is going to work and how they're going to make the whole feel. Because the staging had potential.
Sounds like the Macarena.
Oh yeah, it does. He's like dancing in like also a field. I didn't see what it was, but they're doing like weird like jumping dances like this. It sounds like it is like Macarena.
Yeah.
They have like a Macarena style choreography as well. So they're definitely inspired by Macarena, and he's dancing with them, shaking his hips. So he's into it. Absolutely. So here we go. We'll let you know. The light is on already from the get. No, never mind. We'll turn it off again.
So we'll see if they...
It's super dark right now. We don't see anything. We know it's a wide shot right now.
So we don't see the lamp.
No, we don't even see him. Oh, barely. Like they do this whole thing. It's very dark, so he's very far away. It's hard to see him right now. He's sitting at his piano / keyboard.
So, yeah. It is very dark and
But that was the purpose. I wanted to make him look like
empty, desolate.
Yeah.
I mean, the wide shots, this is where a wide shot really works. There's one camera shot for
He's
most
close
of the
now.
first verse.
Yeah, he's close up now. It was just dark and black and some blue lights behind him.
I do feel like they have a little bit more light from the backdrop now, kind of like these little
bit.
flashes.
But it's not like a significant difference to me.
But it is, they want it to start out dark
No,
and
I
then
know.
slowly light up.
So now the beautiful water is probably the more water effect than sky, I think.
Yeah.
With the, it's probably a light or the lasers using where they create that effect that's kind of floating above him.
So yeah, still no sign of the orb. We'll see if it shows up in the jury final.
Or later, I think it may just show up at the end.
The jury show, or later. You know, a lot of the shots that were of concern for Portugal finally showed up in the jury show that we saw on Monday night. And so what you saw Tuesday night for Portugal was
It's
very
light
different
also.
from what we saw. So
Yeah.
this now is very much lighter, still dark, moody. So they are doing this real push from darkness
There
to a
comes
lot
the
more light.
light.
And here comes the light. It's
From above, like the ceiling, like at the top of the
coming
building.
down. That looks so much better.
Yes. So it's descending right now, and it's now his,
Glowing on his face.
it's like right next to him, almost like above the piano or keyboard.
And they were able to hide the cord
Yeah,
pretty
and
well.
They're turning around it, like they're spinning around it. Now there you see the chord. Now it's going back up.
So the orb's only there for the middle 8,
Yes.
and then it comes back, goes back up.
Yeah, it went back up again.
And the big spotlight view looks really nice.
Is it the same piano, by the way? People are asking. It
Yes.
doesn't look significantly different. I think it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same one.
If it's different, you can't tell. You're very close to him not singing that, by the way.
Yeah.
Before he was like further out. So yeah, as we said, it was just that light coming down during the middle part,
Middle eight.
for like 10 seconds and then of how long? Over 20 seconds, and then goes back up, and
Yep.
he sings to it, and the spin around the camera panning around it. And
Yep.
then goes
North
back up.
Macedonia, by the way, postcard Carmel Forest. She is with 4 dancers, all in green. And she's keeping up with them quite well. She's in a pasture with cows.
Yeah, there are cows behind, and they're dancing in a forest.
Yep. So the guys behind us are Formula TV.
Yeah. And keep in mind, we cannot answer many questions right now. We need to focus on this, but we're getting to a point soon where we're done with the songs, then we can talk about the rest. There will be more. Don't forget, there will be fake results. There will be the direct finalists will perform as well. 3 of them, that is. And we're going to have the interval act.
Yep. One of the cool things about North Macedonia this year is they are putting the spotlight on the songwriter as well.
Mhm.
They have been having him introduce himself to the press, making sure that people know who's behind the song, which is nice because there are many times where the songwriters don't get to come to Eurovision and be part of the delegation for whatever reason. So I think the Dutch fans will be happy with what they'll see tomorrow. And the ones in the arena we'll see tonight.
Yes. The only thing they need to fix with the Dutch is the chord, that it looks a little weird when you see it.
Yeah, and that just may be something like the poll for Australia. You may
Yes.
just have to kind of look past that. I mean, I do get where they're going. I would have loved to see the light there, the whole performance, but
Yes.
I'm not complaining. I'm not too upset. Now, if you want to talk about
There's Macedonia, by the way.
a song that's really, at first we were a little unsure about the mirrors, but
They fixed a lot of it as well. They spread them out.
and we talk about how a song has become a grower, and I think for me this has become a song that's really grown on me over the past 2 weeks.
Well, I've said always before, this is a song that will come down to the staging, the live performance. That's where the emotions and classiness will come out. And that is what Tamara is delivering you. She certainly is spot on. And there's a reason why it's doing pretty well in the betting odds. I think it's 7 to be qualify in the semis.
Yeah. I mean, if we have Switzerland and North Macedonia back in the finals, coupled with San Marino, we were talking about this yesterday, the country who will now have the worst track record as far as non-qualifications in a row. Our longest since qualification would be Montenegro in 2015, which itself is not that bad of a streak, so to speak. So it's really cool to see this equity in Eurovision as far as qualifications now. You know, Czech Republic's now qualified, 3 times out of the 5 times since they've returned.
Yeah.
And they had really respectable finishes. They were not last. They were
second
pretty
to last
much,
one still. There's another white shot there. Oh, this has some really bad shots though. Look at that. You can even see her. So there's a lighting issue, not a camera issue. You cannot see her at all unless it's designed. No, you're not even looking.
Sorry, I was
You're
just
talking to you the entire time.
I know, I'm trying to get the chat.
No, don't worry about the chat right now. We just have to focus on this.
No, I want to talk to people.
Now you can after the performance. All right.
So is that her with her? Is that
That was really lots of issues for North Macedonia here in this performance. The lighting, you could not even see her at the very end.
Yeah.
And
Azerbaijan.
and it wasn't just one shot.
Again, Hashiosha, picturesque park right by.
Oh, he's sung some like a lot of. I'm not sure. Let's put it that way. So he's dancing in the water, of
shallow
course.
water.
Okay, he gets like
splashing himself, getting wet. We all know why.
Yeah.
They chose him to be in a white dress shirt.
Yes, getting all wet. I mean, it looks cool the way wherever he is. It's beautiful. It's in front of a waterfall.
Another gorgeous postcard. Really beautiful teals and other colors in the water there.
So let's take a look at the performance and see, because this one is quite amazing. Hopefully they don't have lighting issues. It always starts with, like on the robot.
So, go Arizona, says someone.
Go Arizona.
Yeah. So, there are a lot of people in the chat. Please try to do the best to be respectful, and criticisms or critiques of songs, please do not criticize the artists. They are humans. They have feelings. They know what people say about them, and they are on the spotlight. And please give them the respect they deserve, whether or not they're your favorite or your least favorite song.
Yeah. I think everyone is fat. It's so easy to insult people. Azerbaijan is ready. It's just so much fun to watch. This will be remembered. There's the 3D lady on the backdrop.
So another thing,
It's just really good.
yeah, I mean, this is going to be a fantastic closer. Historically, the second semifinal last artist has qualified for a number of years and has been the first person to perform at the final. I don't think they are going to put Azerbaijan that early in the mix. Some people are actually speculating San Marino, but Matt and I were talking about this yesterday, and we thought maybe, San Marino wouldn't be a good opener because
It's a little bit too campy or gimmicky, I guess, for the lack of a better word. Because you don't want that to be the first impression of the contest, I guess.
Yep.
And there comes a hologram.
Yep. So there's a lot of
He's giving his all there. That was good.
Yep, so they are, Miller's asking, are they doing the heart surgery thing with the robot arms? Yes, they are. The staging that we have seen has really been consistent with Azerbaijan. I mean, I remember someone in the chat said, Azerbaijan didn't do any promotion, and they may have done that on purpose because they really want to come out here and make a statement. And
That's not
there's so much
conspiracy theory.
No, it was someone on the chat. I want to give them credit. I wish I knew who it was, but someone said they really came out and wanted to do something special, and they really have impressed people.
And a lot of people didn't do the promotion thing. They could also have the attitude, you know what, it doesn't matter really. Did they do any last year? I don't remember.
I don't remember either, yeah.
Maybe they don't even do them anymore. So now we're technically done with all the songs, but we're not even close to being done with this show. Because now the fake voting starts, we get the recap, of course, and then it's the interval act. So we're going to talk about that a little, and then we're going to get Germany, United Kingdom, and Italy will also rehearse in a few minutes, well, at some point. And then we get the fake results. And that is always the best part. So people asking, what time will the jury show start tonight? And at what times will you guys start streaming? Love your live streams. Thank you, Jonida. The show itself will start at 9 p.m. Central European time, just like the regular Eurovision. We'll go live at 8:30, which is 9:30 our time, but 8:30 Central European time. Around that time is when we will go live. Just to have a few minutes to chat, answer your questions, and then we'll go and focus on the show. Speaking of show, there is Lucy currently in the green room, but there were some technical difficulties, so the show stopped for a few minutes. Once again, the first rehearsal is probably the most interesting one, or like the delayed one, I should say, when it comes to, getting this thing done.
So as we're wrapping up, what are the things you noticed the most during this live rehearsal today?
The what?
In general, songs, anything you saw. What's kind of the standout moments for you?
Today?
Yeah.
I thought that Switzerland was very energetic, so that was definitely a standout to me. It just really, I feel as that's when the show really kicks off, when Switzerland takes the stage. That definitely was high up there. Highlight for me was Malta bringing the waltz back. Thrilled about that. So absolutely. So those were the two big moments for me. How about you?
I think finally seeing the orb done in the way they intended to do it was nice. I think Malta having the walls back was a pleasant surprise. I was not expecting to see. I think also the key change for Roko, which I think is just for rehearsal's sake, was kind of a whoa, what the heck moment. But true. Also the chat in the rehearsal about trying to transition to Sweden, is it too late for love? And the fake artist answering the question, which was supposed to be rhetorical. Was pretty funny.
That's the name of the song.
I think nothing will beat during the jury show on semifinal 1. It went so late that there's actually a clip of Zena passed out, falling asleep on someone's lap on the green room couch. And they then called Belarus, and she kind of woke up and was like, wait, what? Oh, hey, everyone.
Yes.
That was really cute and funny.
Do you guys think that a quarterfinals, then semifinals, and final system can work at Eurovision as more and more countries join this amazing competition? You cannot add more and more shows. We already have 2 weeks of rehearsals, 3 shows. Could you imagine adding more quarterfinals? It would be a month-long process, and it's just not feasible. There comes a time where you just, that you have to get the entire arena for that. Imagine the cost for that. It's just become even more and more expensive. So no, they cannot add another show at this point unless they can squeeze it all into 2 weeks, and that's just not reasonable. And people cannot watch that many shows. People don't want to watch that many shows, the casual viewers. Us diehard friends, yeah, the more the merrier.
I mean, even the press have said it, like, it's too much now. They miss the days of old Eurovision where it was 1 week. I mean, it's a lot of time off. I mean, a lot of people have day jobs other than doing
That's
this.
Some people, though. That's the old schoolers probably a little bit more. It is true that because back then you didn't have to take as much time off, but I think now it's also the semifinals are like my favorite part, the results. Mm-hmm. Almost like it's better than the actual results.
Yeah, I think there's really a lot of, there's a lot of sacrifice we have to make as folks coming here in the press center. I know like on Monday night, I really didn't even get to watch the rehearsal because I was so focused on making sure I could chat and answer questions and it's a lot of work to monitor these chats, and we try our best, and then to also talk about it on the video, make sure we're abiding by EBU regulations. So we do appreciate everyone's support for sticking through this, and having these numbers that we're seeing for chat numbers is pretty incredible and surreal. And I always talk about it like, I remember when Matt and I first started in 2013, it was just two of us. We weren't doing live streams, we were just hustling for interviews. Yeah, I know. I'm like the grandpa who keeps talking about the same stories, but there's different people on at different times.
I know.
We really do appreciate everyone's support, and it's fun for me to come back every 2 years and see how much growth and how things have changed. But I also need every 2 years because I need that year off to really just decompress.
Me too. I won't be back next year.
I mean, there were issues with the lighting for North Macedonia.
Yes.
So it would be not surprising if they did want to come up and perform again.
Yes, we shall see. Because you couldn't see anything for the last minute. You just, was.
We have Lucy on the stage right now in the green room, waiting for further instruction. I think she's just tired of even just trying to make up anything.
It's always her. Poor Lucy. Yeah. She's doing a good job, I think. She's a talented host there, so I props to her. Even though she's probably still my favorite, she's great too.
Yep. I mean, I think it's so cool to see all this blood, sweat, and tears put into the show, and see this behind the scenes aspect, and then see it really all come together on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And there's always something now. I don't think I can ever watch Eurovision the same again because I'm always thinking about the behind the scenes things. And the great thing is that when I first started, and every year I come, I always just ask delegation questions about how does this work or how does that work. And people are there's no like trade secrets or anything. People are very open and honest about sharing information or sharing their thoughts. They really love the investment people have in their fans. And I think one of the best examples of that was your interview with Tamta on the red carpet, where you talked about how so many people demanded her to be there, and she wasn't even aware about that.
Yes, until she all did. Like, really? So we're now seeing a shot of the stage again, where they have like all these instructions on the LED floor for the next country, where they stand like there's a big X. So I think they may have North Macedonia perform again. Maybe not. Yeah, North Macedonia is performing again. I was right, because the lighting was just so off. So Tamara gets to rehearse again because there were so many issues at the very end where you couldn't even see her. And that needs to be fixed for the jury show. And that wasn't just a minor lighting thing where like maybe her hair wasn't lit. No, you could barely see anything. You barely saw her silhouette. So they're getting her into position. So this is what causing the delay, that they have to set that up again.
And I think the one thing I also love about, being on the live stream, I had to restart my chat, is David Moore says that, I think there's all these different views on chat, and we're all just really fans at the end. And we're all just this community of people talking about it. And the thing I always talk about is, remember in 2016, there was the opening song in semifinal one, and they had the two guys in the crowd talking about how, this is the 2 weeks where they can be, popular and in the in-crowd and not dorks. I really do feel like sometimes I look around this press center and I feel like we're just part of the Glee Club for that TV show. We're all just kind of losers getting slushied. But this is our 2 weeks where we're really like, the cool kids are part of the cool kids, and none of our friends understand it. My friends don't understand it, but I really love coming here and being part of this in-crowd. And North Macedonia is about to rehearse again. But there's just this family aspect that I really do enjoy about being part of Eurovision.
Wow. Why don't you just take my ego and stomp on it a little more?
What's wrong with
Nerd,
ego?
And this is the only thing we have. Otherwise, we're ridiculous, pathetic losers in real life.
No,
that's what I heard.
I think the nerds run the world nowadays. I mean, look at all these technology gurus. And, I remember being in a class and there was a tech person there who was talking about their business. I remember there was these two sorority girls in front of us just mouthing like, look at this loser, he's a loser. And I just sat there in the back of the class just seeing like, who the hell are these two girls? I was like, they're college students, and mom and dad are paying for their tuition so they can be spoiled little jerks. And I like to think that that guy's doing so much better than both of them.
Yeah. So
and I hope they're happy being nobodies.
Yeah. Once again, Tamara gets to perform again for North Macedonia because there were a lot of lighting issues earlier that were so obvious. So it's all good. Hopefully that'll be fixed now. So we don't have to really comment on this again and pay attention that the lighting is all working to make sure, that's fine, but I'm sure they're going to do it again right this time.
So if you have questions, comments, please use @ESCUnited, all one word. That way it'll be highlighted in our chat and we have a better time being able to see your questions and answer them as best as possible. Again, thank you everyone for your support as we sit through this rehearsal.
Exactly. So the show has been on now for almost 2 hours, so you would think it's going to be over in the next 10 minutes. Clearly we haven't started the voting process yet. So this will probably be on for another hour or so. But that happens. And then they will finish this, and then they'll open up the doors later on for the people for the jury show.
Fernando asks if we feel proud.
What?
If we feel proud.
I don't feel ashamed.
I had this moment where I was listening to the song and I realized, the song is written for her daughter, but something hit me, like almost having that same reaction that I had to France when I first heard it. Like I imagine my mom telling me these same words, because my mom has said things that are kind of almost similar to lyrics in the song. And I think that's the moment where I really connected to the song and enjoyed it. Like I could just imagine my mom telling me these things.
Not my dad.
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, you were forced to stay on camera.
All right. My dad told me just to suck it up, and it'll be all over in a few years.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, not cool.
There you go. All 18 songs. 18
I'm proud of my clean shave, indeed. It's not really that I missed a spot. I have a patchy of hair that I missed. But it took forever because I had disposable razors and they're always like, I had to go up and down. And then I cut myself a little, not badly. But you can take a minute.
Huh?
Take a minute off camera.
No, I'm good.
So I have to go to the Dead Sea soon. And I hope they'll all be healed because I don't want to get burned in there.
So,
show them. So the lights were good this time. Good news about that. So North Macedonia's lighting is fine. Now that we have all performances out of the way for the semifinal, it's not all the performances of the night though. We're moving on now to the fake voting. So you can fake call. Who are you fake voting for right now?
North Macedonia.
A fake vote for North Macedonia. My fake vote goes to Malta, just for bringing back the waltz. There you go.
These are the songs competing tonight. You can vote for your
Matt, what razor blade are you using? Gillette? Yes, I got Gillette. I usually don't use razors. I usually use a trimmer, but I didn't bring a trimmer, so I had to shave it.
All right. Matt, do you have cats?
Yes.
I'm changing the subject.
I have 2 cats.
Yes.
I've been changing it. I've been trying to just help you out with it. Oh, by the way, love your sister. Very important.
Yes.
Sisters, what do you think about Duncan? I think very, very highly of him. And I'm really curious if they're going to fix some of the staging that we saw right now with the lights. But it's definitely an improvement already. Sorry.
That almost sounds...
Okay, so now we're moving on to the recap. You know how recaps work. We don't really have to give you the details. But if you have any questions, as Zach pointed out, @ESCUnited. Do Do you think that there is a chance that Qatari could protest on Saturday? I know they've said they wouldn't, but still they might. No, I don't think so, because number one, they probably signed agreements. Number two, they know if they were to do that, that would not just hurt them, but the entire delegation and the broadcaster, because they would have to take the brunt of that. And they would be dropped by everyone in their labels. That would be dumb. No label want them to pull that. It's not they have this opportunity, so they will be fine. If they were to do that, that would be probably not a smart move career-wise. Otherwise, they would have done it in the semis, probably, because they would have. Oh, look, it just says, the screen says 1 Armenia. The screen is not working. I mean, they show the recap, but without the numbers changing. So it still says 1 Armenia. So Armenia has 4 songs already. That's cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done dancing. Who do you think can close the final? Is it possible that favorites can close like Australia or Iceland?
Well, Italy did in 2015.
That is true. But again, it wasn't an upbeat song. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Australia will close it. I can see maybe even Iceland is not the song that will close the show.
Hey Sean, thanks so much for your
it's
super
Sean
chat.
Case again. Thank you.
Last year's stand-in performance at Estonia as fake winners for prizes was hilarious. Who would be the best fake winner Friday night? Iceland, Australia. So tell me about Estonia first, because I wasn't there. And then
Actually, I remember. I assume it's the one that they're talking about. It was because this is a stand-in that came up pretending to be Estonia. And remember Estonia's winning song? It's an opera song. She was kind of more like, being super silly about it. So that was the funny part. So from that angle, yes, it would be fun if it would be Australia, because that person, they will not make him go up on the stick. Maybe just have the sticks out. You know, just the ding, 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 moving around. So that would be funny.
You know, one thing Sean noted with Qatari is that he said on camera they're very much their act, but off camera they're much more at ease, laid back.
Of course, it's an act, but no one is like that.
I mean, they love being here at Eurovision. I was watching the show yesterday, and I was just like, they wouldn't be putting in a key change. They wouldn't have this choreography. They wouldn't have these little Eurovision nod and winks in there.
Absolutely. And they perform at all these concerts and events. They wouldn't do it if they were against Eurovision. It's people, I think, overthinking. Yes, they probably they're very political and all that stuff, but they also know,
Did you know the red carpet? I guess they were interviewed and they said, this has been a really good learning experience being here.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, local people, gave them some respect for that, particularly with some of the rough times they had with some of the press and the questions they received here.
Yes, that is true. And right now, how they play the clips of the rehearsals, the music, the video, and then they switch over to the acts waving the flags for a second. Once again, these are stand-ins doing that right now.
So there's a lot of discussion about the press conference yesterday. I think the two things people are talking about are Austria music played for Australia.
Yes, that was
quite
awkward.
Embarrassing. They need to do rehearsals for press conferences, it sounds like.
I can't believe we didn't put it until this morning, actually. Or I didn't, at least.
I saw that last night, but it was just I was too tired. I didn't get to bed till 3 a.m. And everyone wants to go out to Euroclub, and I'm like, guys, I have 10 years over you. I don't have the energy anymore.
So I'm always talking about people that are way older than you that go to Euroclub, so don't you start that.
I have kids.
A dog is not a kid.
A dog is a kid. A dog and a cat are kids.
You're an old soul, though. Let's just say it that way.
I'm an old soul. Oh, they have someone in a fake Sergey with an empty wine glass saying, "Give me wine, give me alcohol." But I will say, regarding Slovenia, this is why I always recommend to my students, if they're working in a job where they have to do public speaking to reporters, to get media training. I'd recommend the same for Slovenia.
Oh, look, yeah, I am a joker.
There are, Nikolai, there are some Dutch press in the background.
Is the Netherlands in the background? Yeah, there's a flag. Yeah, there's a Dutch table that brought their flag. But they're not the only ones. It's like there's a North Macedonian flag, there's the Irish flag, there's a Norwegian flag. You just don't see them because they're on the other side of us. There's a Russian flag. Actually, there are 2 Russian flags.
Do you have your...
What am I doing now?
I'm showing my kids.
Oh.
Those are my kids. You can see that's my dog, Booker, and my cat, Gabby, and they love each other. They cuddle all the time. Sorry, I have to show them. I love my animals.
Let me show my animal. I just hurt my finger.
Well, I think Matt's gonna show his kids as well.
Now, they see them on camera all the time.
Oh, they see them on camera.
Ow, I just hurt my finger. I guess it's for me having attitude with you right now. In German, there's an expression that says, God punishes little sins immediately and big sins 9 months later. Oh.
What?
Yeah, it's an expression like God punishes little sins immediately and big sins 9 months later.
Yeah. No, Clara, it's Booker. Like, there's a creek called Booker, like Booker, not Booger.
Not Booger.
Not Booger.
With a K. Okay, so now
I know Matt did steal my moment. He's supposed to share the moment.
I stole his moment. He steals mine all the time. So this is payback.
Iron Dosker is saying he's going to miss us after Saturday. Well, don't worry. We are having some really good discussions about, what we're going to have to do to keep things going.
Keep in mind, I do live streams all the time throughout the year. So this is not going away. Yes, we won't be here. It's maybe a little different, but it's still fun. We keep that momentum going. We go for the PED together.
So we can see a backdrop. There's like some tree. There's like a big tree trunk and some draping pink flowers. So maybe part of the interval act.
So we're going to see some of the interval act stuff.
Zach stole your chocolate. Where is that chocolate, by the way?
What chocolate?
That chocolate we had here yesterday, the Oreo one.
It was Sean's. He took it with him.
Oh, darn. So we see a drum set.
There's a pretty background. What is that?
There's someone on drums.
And there's a beautiful, arch. It's like a tree arch, almost with flowers covered in, whatever it is. It's really pretty.
So are we doing a reaction video after this?
Not for this show.
Not for this show.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I guess we could technically. I don't know if people are interested in that.
And I think
Because the performances don't matter. You know what I mean?
That's
you know
true.
when I say that.
Yeah. I think to recap, the biggest things we saw was that I think they're still trying to figure out where to put the brakes for certain parts. They did have a couple lights go out for Sweden. Oh, wait, here we go.
Michela, one of the most beloved musical acts here in Israel. And not because
So they are talking about Shalva Band.
Oh, it's a Shaba. Yeah, that's right. It's what's it called again? Shaba?
Shalva Band.
Shaba band. Yes.
And remember, these were heavy favorites for Rising Star to represent Israel this
I haven't
year.
listened to them, so this will be the first.
They're
time.
really good. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Let's see. So they're playing. Oh, she's blind and.
They're both blind.
Okay. What's that noise?
The coffee machine.
It's a loud coffee machine.
The juicer. They're making shakes.
Oh.
We'll get to see Shalva Band this
It's upside down now.
this interval.
That must be a mistake. The camera's upside down.
Oh, yep, they're stopping.
And we're done. This is a very short interval act.
So I'm so used to doing chatting in the stream. One of my friends back home just messaged me on Messenger, and I kept answering and putting Zach in parentheses right after it. So some technical issues. They're letting Shalva know what's going on. I think the woman on the right is touching her mic, making sure it's on. So maybe there's some mic issues. Maybe they're trying to make sure they're comfortable.
All right, so let's get back here. So I had to send one message. Oh, Lily Loves, thank you again, dear. People who keep asking about Hatari doing something to get disqualified need to remember that Matthias works. Oh, he works for RUV? Yeah. I didn't know that. Also, that Germany phrase brings me joy. Oh, she's probably referring to the one, God punishes little sins immediately and big ones 9 months later.
So that's actually said in German.
Yeah. It wouldn't make sense.
Oh, I just got it. The kids.
Yes, because,
sometimes I'm slow.
Sometimes.
Well, you know what PhD stands for, right? Piled higher and deeper. So a lot of jokes is that PhDs, academics, are all book smarts and
street smarts.
And I've always said, like, the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I don't know how to work with tools. These hands are soft.
I'm not very handy either, but I do have
I'm gonna bank. Maybe in my 20s I would have fought, but I'm just gonna hope I'm one of the first people. Someone nibbles on my finger and I die slowly and easily, and then I can get to munching everyone else. But I don't know. Who would have thought you would be talking about the zombie apocalypse during a Eurovision live stream? Well, when you're with Zach and Matt,
you never know.
You never know.
It's only a dream. But the dream we dream together is reality. We dream together. And here we are. On the biggest stage we can imagine.
Yes, Sean. Somehow there will be nothing to have to worry about 9 months later because Matt and I are not a thing. We're just friends.
Again. Alright, so again, there's this beautiful arch behind them with flowers, and it looks like a tree almost.
Lunkin is asking, what do you think about the staging? I feel every stage is unique, and I like what Israel is presenting, given the smallness of the arena. I feel they're doing a lot with what they have to offer.
Alright, so they all have some kind of disability.
Did we miss a super chat?
Yeah, we got that.
We did get it?
Yeah. So you're saying they all have some kind of disability in the band, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh God, did we miss a super chat?
Alright.
People were saying we missed a super chat, but we got it.
Yep. Is it an original song or a cover song? Do you know if there's an original?
I don't know what this is. So my chat's starting to screw up. I need to restart my computer. I'll be right back. Because my chat's doing some things.
Do some things.
So this is a cover. I was about to say this is a song from The Greatest Showman. So Vivares 15, thank you so much for your super chat.
Oh, thank you.
Press conference in the mood was embarrassing when they asked about Ramadan and the fact that he is Egyptian. Matt, what do you think of this?
I was embarrassed when... I don't know exactly the context of it, but I was embarrassed that because he identifies as Italian. I don't know how, he's not really close to his well, he sings about Ramadan, so I don't know exactly. Forgive me, I don't know exactly why he was embarrassed about it, because he sings about Ramadan, but he was mostly talking about the whole his story with his dad. So I'm not sure why he would be embarrassed. I would love to hear the whole interview. So I'm sorry, I cannot comment on it because I don't know all the context of that conversation.
This sounds really good. I mean, a lot of people here that I've talked to said, they love Kobe, but, they understand why Shababan decided not to, continue competing, but they do love that they have an opportunity to perform. And a lot of them said, they would have done really well had they represented Eurovision, or Israel at Eurovision.
That was pretty. I mean, I don't know much. It sounds really just like, this sounded very Cirque du Soleil to me, the song. Like something that someone would do a Cirque du Soleil show.
Well, it's from The Greatest Showman, so it makes sense. Circus musical.
Oh, that's how I feel about that song, yes. Well, I'm glad then that they got a moment. Although it doesn't seem unfair that they didn't even win, or what place did they finish in when they withdrew? I don't know all the details, so I can't really comment that. Are you listening to me?
I'm trying to, sorry, my chat is just screwing up.
So, don't worry about the chat too much.
No, we have to. Well, supposedly people are saying we missed a super chat. And they're saying it was one that asked if Matt follows soccer, and if so, what was his favorite German team?
Nope. Short answer, nope.
No. If you did do the super chat, please message us again. Don't pay again. No, God forbid. But let us know, because I want to give you the spotlight you deserve.
Okay, now I see in the green room, they're making some fun stuff in the green room, but now the volunteers, so they bring some of the acts forward apparently to do some kind of fun trick or whatever. So they have to draw something, I think. You see they give them like these boards where they have to do something, draw. They give big pens to everyone. So they have to write down a country. So yeah. She drew a heart. So they're not actually writing a country. Wait, who's the person talking in the green room? That's someone
Oh,
else.
this is the interval act of the illusionist, the mind guy. So this is part of the. I was about to say I don't know what's going on here, but this seems like a waste of time. But this is technically one of the interval acts. This is an illusionist who does. Oh, this is awkward in rehearsal. So it's the illusionist who they're using as part as the interval act. Rather than having a singer, they're having a magician, illusionist appear, and they aren't even doing the trick for real. They're using fake props.
Fake props, so he doesn't want to give away the magic.
Yeah. So this is very, very awkward. More awkward than me and Matt.
What's more awkward?
This up on the screen. As a reminder, the screen actually says translucently, it is not allowed to take pictures or film of rehearsals as shown on the screen in both Hebrew and English. So we are not able to provide you any pictures of the screen. We apologize. We also have to keep it on us because we are only allowed to play the background noise as ambient sound.
Yeah.
They're doing a recap, but they just show a picture of stagehands cleaning the stage. So you can see that there's some stuff they'll have to clean up here. So let's see, if you have questions about what's going on, please use ESC United at ESC United, one word, and we'll do our best to answer.
now we're getting another recap, except we cannot see it, we can only hear it. This is a great opportunity for everyone to ask your question at ESC United. Let's see. Will the illusionist make the kiss cam disappear? Oh, that would be wonderful, but it's too late for that, unless you can travel back in time.
Yep. So Jason's saying it looks like NBC signed a contract with EBU to create an American Song Contest by 2022. Well, Sean was at the press conference today, and he said actually no broadcaster was selected. As of yet, NBC did have a contract about 13, 14 years ago, but nothing ever came to fruition.
Came to fruition, yeah.
Yep.
Now we can see the recap. Have Italy, UK, Germany already rehearsed? No. They're going to be coming up after the voting has closed.
Judith is asking, do you think we see a potential winner in the semi? I would say yes.
Yeah. This is the one where all the fan favorites are in the betting odds poll, so this has a good chance to have it.
Gout, UW, Ktheju, Nick San is saying, how's North Macedonia? I really enjoyed it. It's getting better and better.
They had to redo, actually. They had a second run through because during the first run through, the lighting was off completely at the last minute. You couldn't even see her. So after Azerbaijan rehearsed, they brought her out again.
Yep.
And then it looked fine.
Philip's asking, any word about the Madonna performance? We have not heard anything yet. The rumors that she's going to sing Like a Prayer and a song from the new album. Quavo actually has a concert at Hangar 11, where the Euroclub is tomorrow, but it's earlier than when Euroclub opens. So I'm putting my bet that the new song from the album will be the one that features him, and I really should figure out what that song's called.
It also is a rumor that she kicked out Christian Bjorkman. Whether or not there's any truth to that.
Yeah, there was some rehearsal going on, and she kicked out Christian Bjorkman.
Allegedly. So let's see, a few more questions.
Many fans and Car are saying many fans our fan sites are reporting that the Belarusian jury just published their votes from last night. We do not know how true or inaccurate those results presented in those that source is, but I can tell you that the EBU probably wouldn't be happy. Results will not be officially released until Saturday night after the finale.
Yeah, that would get into trouble. That would be a big issue. Yep. And you would think by now people would know. And that they would educate the people on the jury that this would be bad. No, it sucks if you have one person that ruins it for everyone, right? The one person released it. Mm-hmm. Although they shouldn't even know the results.
Yeah.
The jurors should not know the full results, I would think. It's only the person that they hand it to should know it.
So Claudia is asking, are you liking this year organization, last year organization? Tell me how they compare, contrast.
There have been a few glitches just like every year, and I wouldn't call this the smoothest year. However, I like if I have to compare them to, I would say this one has been more smooth than last year. For multiple reasons, because Portugal was overwhelmed with the hosting. I don't think they were completely ready for this, and they underestimated it. Israel came in here and they knew what they were getting themselves into. And I must say, for things that went wrong, they came in the next day and fixed them. And in Portugal, that didn't really happen quite as quickly. And yeah, so I think overall this has been a better process.
So Quentin's asking about light issues for Cyprus. I myself didn't notice it.
There was like one of the LED screens, like one of those pillars, didn't lit up. I didn't notice. I wasn't there for the first performance, so I didn't know. So I didn't see it.
So again, we won't know any of the results, any of the rankings until Saturday night. You will be able to see how each country was scored by the televoters and jurors for each country in each semifinal, and those who qualified in the final Saturday night after the finale finishes.
Yes, and I will do several videos probably at dissecting the results, because that's my favorite thing to do.
Yep. Who are the people with blue color names in the chat, such as Ktheju, Nick?
Moderators.
So they're moderators.
They've been around for a little while, and they can help me moderate the chat. mute people if they're rude because we cannot moderate the chat.
Yep. So they're doing the conclusion of the voting.
Let's give it a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So the voting has closed now. Now we probably get another cute little clip about something, but we're gonna tell you in just a second.
So the final is sold out, correct?
Yes.
The final is sold out. There were a couple empty seats there, but it still looked pretty full.
Yes. How was Sergey? Did the water screen work? Yes, all of the screens worked in the performance. Sergey was fine. His big note at the very end was not the best, but other than that, it was perfect. So, they're making more smoothies, and everyone loves them. They were pretty good, actually.
So the biggest lines so far were for Tomta pictures and for smoothies.
I know, right? So now we're having another slight delay here. We see Aristal standing on stage, looking around like, okay, I'm gonna do something, right? But he's not right now.
Have you heard anything about Gal Gadot? Quentin, you only need to send the question once. We'll see it. We'll try our best. But all we know is that she's filmed for a part of the final. We don't know if she's actually going to be there. I know she said early on when they were talking about her hosting that she had some other commitments, but I know she wanted to be involved. And it's great to see that she's going to have a presence one way or another filmed. Almost sort of the way Zlatan was in Mama in 2013.
Who?
Zlatan, the football player.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, so here's the difference between us and my postdoc, for example. When he found out Zlatan's a big football player in Europe, and he said, when I said, yeah, I didn't know who he was, my postdoc was furious at me for not knowing who one of the greatest football players in his eyes was. But then I told him that I met Carola, and he was just like, I don't know who that is. But Zlatan is a football player from Malmö.
Playing what team? Like Manchester United?
I don't even know what team, but he was the guy on the screen at the finale saying, welcome to Malmö.
I remember that. I vaguely remember that.
Yep. Someone on the chat, help me. Tell Matt who Zlatan is.
No, I don't care.
No, you care.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Niffler's asking, do you think Australia possibly could have won the televote in semifinal one?
Yes. Possibly, yes. Certainly, you never know, but I think there is a chance. Unless you believe Zach's conspiracy theory that Australia cannot win the televote because people don't want Australia to win the televote. Not based on facts or anything, just pure emotions.
Yeah, it's more I'm not voting for them because they're not part of Europe and not part of Eurovision as a result.
Oh, well, they play for LA Galaxy.
Yeah, your hometown. Yeah, don't you feel bad?
No. Not at all. I know only one person that played for that team, Landon Donovan. He's an American soccer player because he's the most famous one we had. Because he, scored that one time 4 years ago, so they took us to the final 16.
So, I'm trying to find, someone asked, sorry, I'm looking for the name, this thing's moving fast.
Still a delay, by the way, so we're not just sitting here being bored. We're just looking at the screen while they're trying to fix the system issues.
Here we go. Dustin, a.k.a. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. Do you worry that Roko will keep the toned-down version?
No,
that goes lower?
no,
I think this is just for
unless
rehearsals.
something bad happened to his voice, but I think he's just really saving, because that's a difficult song to sing. It's not like this is not Mary Had a Little Lamb, you know what I mean? This is requires a lot of vocal acrobatic work. So rather just save your voice and then go all out tonight, which
now
we has
I'm putting the piece together, and thanks to everyone who's chatting and providing the info. Now I'm putting two and two together. Do you remember Franz when he was a kid, Sweden 2016? He had a single he was known for?
No.
Before Melody Festivalen?
No.
Okay, Franz, when he was a kid, had a #1 single in Sweden.
Oh.
And it was an ode to a football player, that football player being Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Are we going back to Zlatan again?
Yes.
So boring.
Oh, man. All right. Thankfully, I can get off Matt's back about football and his lack of knowledge, because Germany's up, and supposedly one of our viewers said there was going to be some staging changes. And
Cartwheels. I want to see cartwheels.
Welcome that. Those smoothies are free, by the way.
By the way, Flavius, it's not my hometown. I wasn't born or raised in LA. I just moved there 7 or 8 years ago. So I'm looking at Germany right now. Let's see if there are any changes. We still see their faces on the backdrop while they're standing on the catwalk. They always talk about changing the staging, and then it's like one camera shot.
Yeah, this is like my friend Jacques 2017 Croatia. 2 faces on the screen. Germany's loving the wide shots.
Yes.
A lot
Awkward
of
ones,
wide
too.
shots.
And that's a bad one because, oh god, that's bad. Because it's the wrong camera. The camera work is horrible. So many wide shots, and then on the wrong singer at the wrong time.
So right now we're doing the rehearsals for Germany, the UK, and Italy. They will actually film those tonight to be broadcast as previews for Thursday's show.
I know. Exactly. And after Germany, we'll have Zlatan, the soccer player, again.
Zlatan, the soccer player. Oh, no. We're past that. Okay. So a lot of people are talking about the Jan Ola San's tweet.
Sand. He pronounced it sand.
No, San's tweet about 2 points between 10th and 11th place. Yes. We are excited to see what that's going to be. Jan Ola Sand also said about 8 out of 10 countries with agreement for the juries and the televoters. I don't know why I said about. It's 8 or it's not. But we're figuring that it's going to be a country that did well with the televoters, poorly with the jurors, or vice versa. Interesting to see what's going to happen.
So, sorry.
Go ahead.
I haven't seen any change to the staging yet.
No.
I do. Camera work was a little,
Yeah.
but I find I will say something positive because I feel like I feel as they're a little bit more connecting. It's a little bit more. Oh, we had that before.
Yeah.
They seem a little bit more comfortable and charismatic with each other because they have good chemistry. But this time it comes out. But the staging hasn't changed a whole lot, at least from what I can tell. But then again, it could probably be just some camera work that they were talking about that my untrained eyes did not see. But hey.
Don't be cats, just be queens. They're just being silly on stage.
Yes.
Well,
Matt,
they're
we'll
having
be
fun.
moving on to Beckham now. Who's the Beckham? Is that like IKEA?
It's Beckham. No, like David Beckham. Do you know who David Beckham is?
Sure.
Who is David Beckham married to?
Your mama. I don't know. Am I supposed to know him?
Yes.
What, is he a soccer player too? What team?
You ever heard of Bend It Like Beckham, the film?
Bend him like who?
Bend It Like Beckham.
I'm not bending it anything like Beckham.
But David Beckham is one of the most well-known famous soccer players.
Exactly, not 'cause
football
I don't know
players.
him.
He's married to Victoria Beckham,
Who's
a.k.a. Posh Spice. from Spice
If you want to
Girls.
be my lover. I'm kidding. I totally know David Beckham.
No,
Are you
you don't.
kidding
You are
me?
lying.
Oh,
You're
of course,
a
the blonde dude. Of course, I know him.
Yeah, of course. You're lucky you chose blonde first out of the random
Oh,
3
please.
colors.
Everyone knows who David Beckham is.
Yeah. I don't see. So someone asked 2 questions. How big is our team? There's 5 of us here. Myself, Sean, Matt, David, and Fernando. Uncan Dorrance. Good name. Any insight about paying respect to the passed away man during the live show? We haven't heard anything yet. My hope is that something's going to be tweeted out, hopefully, from the EBU or from Eurovision or Jan Ola Sign that at least pays respect to that gentleman.
Yeah.
If you have questions, please use @ESC United. We're trying our best to follow things. Ashley, we apologize if we haven't able to answer all your questions. Please let us know what your questions are. As noted, It sounds like we did miss the super chat, so please let us know who you were.
No, someone sent a screenshot. We addressed that one.
We did address it. Okay, really good. We try our best. Kevin X Lad, I'm actually from the East Coast. As far as the performances overall for this rehearsal, a little muted. They're saving their voices, saving themselves.
I'm antsy because nothing is happening. Someone's saying, do you have to pee, Matt? No, I'm just like restless because nothing is happening. And this is taking forever.
Yeah.
So it's going to be either Italy or the United Kingdom performing next.
So SKS18 is asking, do you feel Madonna's the right person for Eurovision? Don't you think she'll over that? Shout out the contestants. I think she's going to be so in and out of there that it's going to be just, they're going to move on. They're just going to give her 7 minutes or however long, collect her $1 million check, and then walk off.
Yes.
It's going to still be about the artist.
We haven't written our $1 million check yet for doing all of this. Probably got lost in the mail. Send us a new one, okay? Thank you.
All right, Ryan Leong's asking, Germany or San Marino, last place. We'll actually have our predictions provided in the final, after the jury final, Friday night, so be on the lookout for that. Follow us at AC United on Twitter. We'll provide your thoughts then.
Can Matt say five? Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
We see Mahmoud on stage. He's waiting for the prep. He's in a red shirt, red and black shirt. And we'll hopefully hear from him soon.
Can Matt say 5 soccer players? Yes. Ronaldo, Maradona, Beckham, Donovan, Müller.
I think he made some.
Messi. Here, you got an extra one for the road.
So
we had 17,000 subscribers apparently. So yay!
Oh, great. So Mahmoud's
celebrate every single step you take. Okay, it's Italy. So he's been changing his shirt like every other minute. Mahmoud is not wearing a red shirt, as Zach pointed out, with some black on it, so red, black. That seems very much Mahmoud, actually. So the stage, look at that, Zach. It's too dark, right? Or is that on purpose? Yeah. Oh, you're not supposed to see the dancers.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Which one? You're
Yeah,
supposed
it's dark.
to see what's supposed
no,
to be
you're
dark.
supposed to be the silhouettes of the dancers.
Okay.
I actually like that.
So yeah, as I said, the staging, it's him and the 3 backup dancers. Really how they do it, kind of almost like representing his father, like at least at some point. Thinking about his mom as well. I like the choreography itself. It just seems weird to us because we haven't had never any dancers. So he dropped a little bit in the ranking, but I think it's going to do much. It's not going to do as bad as people think it's going to. I think it's going to do well. Such a cool song. What I'm paying attention to right now, by the way, in case I'm not talking, is his connection with the camera. Oh, SKS, thank you so much. Thank you guys for all your work. Enjoy some breakouts in Israel. We will. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. People are asking also about the camera work for Italy. It has definitely improved. There's some really cool overhead shots onto the LED floor, but there's still some issues. I see too many wide shots in my view, but that's probably too late. But also some shots where it's cut off on the side. Yeah, another wide shot here. The moment didn't need a wide shot. Do you know what I mean? Like when this happens, like the clap, the zoom out real quick because they're clapping. That makes sense. So this song to me is just fantastic, fantastic. It's just so good. So regardless of the staging, some people are disappointed. And yes, it feels a little different, but it's a good song anyway. And I think we're a little bit over-judgy when it comes to it because we all set expectations in our little brains, thinking it should look this way or that way, and it doesn't. But for people seeing it the first time, it's good. I think so. Are you still talking to me? You stopped talking.
No, I'm sorry. I'm answering some of these chat questions. We have a lot coming in. There are questions about who's going to qualify. We're going to have prediction videos up and available after the jury show tonight.
Yes. So,
this is what happens during these jury shows, or these rehearsals, I'm sorry. There's very much this sort of anticlimactic lull where they're just kind of figuring a lot of things out. They're really going at a leisurely pace. The shows will not be this boring, I can promise you. Seeing what we saw the first run through Monday to what was on the screen Tuesday night, very different, much better production, much better put together. So these things are natural. Do not get worried about what this means for the production of the show.
yes.
Now, the rehearsals for press conferences, I think, are needed given how many little errors there were, and the red carpet issues, I think, need to be addressed. If there's a learning lesson that's something they can improve on next year, or a lesson they can provide to the next broadcaster, wherever they may end up, it's get some information on the artists and make sure everything's ready for all aspects that are available and accessible to the fans and the viewership. So right now we see Michael Rice being put in place. Simple setup for the UK, and we'll have him perform.
Let's see how it's going to look. Here we go. So they still use right now that filter thing that we were talking about, making it a little bit, washed out colors, but we believe they're going to stop that as soon as the first chorus comes in. LJ, Matthew, thank you for your coverage, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. So now they got rid of the filter. Initially they had it like almost throughout the first 2/3 of the song. Now this is definitely a rehearsal, you can see, because he's not quite connecting with the camera right now. But this is where he takes the microphone and starts walking. He does the thing again, the thing that I don't like too much. Do you see that?
Yeah. He's
No, you didn't.
I did. He's doing his...
That was too late. You're not paying attention.
I saw it. I know what is going on. I'm paying attention to the chat room, answering questions. Different here and impressive. Sound went totally down there.
Yeah, I think it's just here though. Because everything went down, not just the blue, maybe some speaker there.
Yeah.
So now that's where the backup singers come in. They didn't use smoke this time. So they keep going back and forth when the backup singers come in, whether they just smoke, things come out of the ground. That's fireworks now, at least. That is something. Okay, now they're standing in their circle. It was like my favorite part of the performance. All right.
Kind of a awkward end there. Yeah, I don't know why the speakers just went down. I mean,
Well, the good thing is we heard everything now.
I think
Except
so,
for the
yeah.
results, which are fake anyway, and we can see the flags. So the things that are coming now is probably just, again, another... we are just going to wait for the fake results. Is there anything else we need? We finished
I
the
think
countdown, right?
they finished the
no,
count-
you know what they're going to do? They have to...
The Kudamon. There's going to be another Kudamon production as well. So
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. And then they're probably going to then show like the interviews with the acts and then show the 1 minute clips
Yeah.
that we just saw.
Yep.
So this is now an opportunity while they're running around again. I know it's taking all a little longer. This is a perfect opportunity to answer questions in person. Do you think that the ESC results would be different if voters and juries didn't know which song belongs to which country? If we could only see the name of the performer and the song, but not the country? People talk about it all the time, but
It's just not feasible.
It's
There's
not
no way you
feasible.
can double blind this. It's just sort of,
everyone knows what Spanish sound like.
Yeah, and I always say it's always hard to I said the problem with the jurors is that the jurors are easier to manipulate it's easier to manipulate 5 votes than it is votes for everyone else. And we've talked about before, when you get to 26 songs in a finale, it's easy to say what's first, what's second, but it's a lot harder to say what's 14th versus 15th versus 16th. And one way they've tried to correct this is they've kind of done this slope of difference, where the difference between first and second is going to weigh more than the difference between 14th and 15th. And I think there are problems, but, I think we'd be a lot worse off if we reverted back to one of the really old scoring systems. The EBU is always trying to find ways to make sure this is an exciting show, and they have to think about that production value as well. But they're also trying to think of ways to ensure the issues that people bring up are addressed as much as possible.
Matt, who is better, Ronaldo or Messi? We want your opinion as a professional. Oh, wow. I have to analyze it from different perspectives. I guess the one that's better looking? Or is that another can of worms I'm opening there? Is there another conversation about that? I have no idea. I know that Messi is Argentinian, right? Right? And Ronaldo is Portuguese. Am I right? I'm really putting myself out there because I'm really on that. Out there. Patrick Maris is asking, Matt, how do you feel back in 2010 when Lena won? I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
All right, so I think, do you think the EBU are a bother?
Wait, I'm asking a question right now.
Sorry, you're looking it up.
Now, yeah, Matt, how do you feel back when 2010 when Lena won? So, obviously I was shocked. It was like one of the favorites, but you never thought it was going to happen. I was thrilled, obviously. That's why I became involved in Eurovision, like in person. What I wanted to do is go to Eurovision. I said, if ever in my lifetime we would win Eurovision Germany, I have to go, right? I didn't think it was going to happen because we haven't won since 1982. I wasn't even around then, really. So, you know what I mean? So when it happened, I was like, the next year, I'm like, oh my God. It actually happened. And we saw the points coming in slowly. Germany started out good, 3 points here, 8 points there, then 10 points. I'm like, oh my God, we're in the lead. So when it looked like, okay, it was weird. You cannot really explain it. And I'm sure everyone who is from a country that has won recently, that hasn't won in a long time or ever won, you know what I'm talking about. It is surreal, and you get like, oh my god, this is so cool. So it's hard to describe, but it was a cool feeling, and I'm glad it happened. All right. Aussies have no bloc or political vote. If Australia wins, it would confirm free vote if possible.
Well, this kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, where it's, I think it has to do with, I feel that the best song, or one of the best songs, always wins Eurovision each year, and that the bloc voting may help certain countries score higher or rank higher, but at the end of the day, I think countries want to win, and the winning song will win regardless. We saw that with Israel. We saw that with Portugal. Both countries really don't have that bloc vote in place, but we will always find the best song winning Eurovision. That's my opinion. Sometimes the songs don't appeal to me, but I always feel like there is, pretty much congruence in. We haven't seen really outlandish differences in televote and jury vote like we have with Junior Eurovision, for example.
Okay.
I will say, the closest we came to that was Austria, the jury vote being top and then 11th with the televote. I think that's the most extreme example we've seen in a while as far as a song winning one versus the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
One caveat though, Australia has the United Kingdom often. They get points from them. They have one friend.
I mean, Portugal has Spain, but
it's not. I mean, a lot of countries only have like one or none. I mean, even like a country like Germany is not guaranteed points. They get like maybe if you're from Austria and Switzerland, like 2 or 3 sometimes, but not even that is always guaranteed. That is very interesting.
So I think we're finally getting some footage back after that huge lull. But they have Måns Zelmerlöw being interviewed. Måns Zelmerlöw in quotes. It's actually a stagehand. But this is probably going to be something we see throughout the semi. Well, they'll be interviewing the individuals who are going to be part of the finale interval act, where Måns will be singing. What will Måns be singing? Rise Like a Phoenix. Conchita Wurst will be singing
Fuego. And then Eleni will sing Dance in Blood. That's the one I'm looking forward to the most, actually. Yeah. Eleni performing that.
And Verka will be singing Toy.
Oh no, they're going turns, that's right. That's what it was. Yes.
So it looks like they're going to be talking with some of the artists. So we've already had Conchita earlier on. We just had Måns Zelmerlöw. This looks like someone else they're going to be bringing.
Yes.
Yep.
Time for the obligatory. It's not you're not obligated. We would never do that. Thank you so much. In the lame attempt to get Matt and Zach to pay attention to me, now we're paying attention to you. And now we're done. No, I'm kidding. As you said, just message us. We don't see them all. As you can see, it's always busy, but we do the best we can.
Yeah. So CHR4 is asking, do record companies influence the results? I would say they influence them only so far as promo or the ability to provide promo, but I really do think the promo CDs don't work the same way as they used to. Once upon a time, before there's the internet, before there's YouTube, you could get the promo stuff only through that matter, and now it's very different. You see that the press center doesn't have pigeonholes. There's far less interaction that way. I've seen people do USB sticks and things like that instead. People have more access to the materials through the internet, and I think if there's more backing to get some of those promo materials out on the World Wide Web, that may help. But I think a lot of times there's a bit of grassroots approaches to performances, going to TV shows, going to other national finals. That's the most beneficial thing.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So Patrick Mars is saying, I think juries have too much power. 5 people cannot have the same amount of power like millions at home. Yes, that is a concern.
But that's also simplifying the issue to me a little bit, because number one, voters don't analyze the songs, right? Yeah. They don't go into the nitty-gritty detail that as you're supposed to do it. They just vote, this sounds catchy, or this is the one I caught, or this is my neighbor, this person's hot. They don't have certain criteria. Now, you're not saying that juries can be corrupted, as you talked about, right?
Hello, can I ask you a question?
Sure, what's up?
I'm fine, how are you?
So we have a live chat, and we have an interview going on.
I'm sorry?
How is your impression from Israel until now?
Oh, I had a really good time here. This is one of my favorite Eurovision so far, actually, yes.
Wow, I'm happy to hear that. Tell me, I saw the semi-final yesterday. and I didn't understand why Kobe is in the 25th place, because he is much better than the others. Are you agree?
Well, yes, I assume you're referring to the betting odds right now where he's in 25th place. I've done a lot of videos already about Israel, the song, Kobe's thing, and it's one of my favorites this year, actually. So I think people overlook Kobe this year, and I think the impact he can have, especially with the juries, because they will judge
now
the
he's
vocals.
the underdog?
And what?
Is he the underdog now that's gonna win?
I don't think he's going to win. I wouldn't go that far, but I will think he's going to go much higher in the ranking than people anticipate, yes.
Okay, did you eat something interesting here? Did you had an experience that you will never forget from Israel?
I'm not
staying
done
quiet
yet,
so you guys
but,
can listen.
I ate a lot of shawarma while I was here, so that was my main food. But I really I did like a tour through Tel Aviv a few days ago, and just the historical things that I learned about it, that fascinated me, because it's such a different world where I'm from.
Let's talk about a different world. Did you see the Iceland show? The freak show? Did you like it?
A what show?
Iceland.
Oh, Iceland,
It
sorry,
was
yes.
Iceland.
Yes.
Iceland show.
Yes.
It scared me, right?
Well, I've seen it before, so I'm used to it, but it doesn't scare me. I was actually fascinated by it. I think it's very daring out there, and I think a lot of people are drawn to it for that exact reason. So I don't was scared, but I liked it actually very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. That's a very weird.
Wow, you have so much composure. Well, I am very impressed by your ability to keep her cool, because I found that interview to be completely rude and unprofessional.
I thought so too. I thought it was just me. That was a little weird.
Leading questions, freak show Iceland. I mean, this is. Don't be like her. This is what I'm talking about. Have respect for the artist. The freak show. I mean, those are people also.
Yeah, we've celebrated that earlier.
I just don't. I mean, I don't know if this is language barriers or what, but I think there were a lot of leading questions there.
Yes, and you answered a question. Yes, I did, because I was defending Iceland there a little.
Yeah.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Where's the beard?
Oh, I left it home. I had to shave because I don't have a trimmer, so I have to shave it all or nothing, and it was getting too long. So.
Yeah, there are people that lit up the chat room.
Really?
Yeah. And I do agree, a lot of them are agreeing. Like, you did a really good job. You really kept her cool. I'm glad you're sitting on that side.
Well, no, I didn't want to. No, she was like freak show Iceland. At first, she had a very thick accent. I couldn't understand her.
I mean, there's a point where, like, I get this is the press center, but they obviously see we're doing a live stream, and there's a part of me that enjoys
I don't know if
that
they know
because
that, though.
we're just looking at we're just staring blankly at something and talking. But I do feel like there's something cool because I like the live stream audience being able to see kind of what happens in the press center. But at the same time, like, there wasn't like this sheepishness, like with some of the broadcasters are like, oh, hello, oh God, you're on a live stream, I'm so sorry, we'll come back later. And then it's us saying like, no, please come join us. This was just, hello, we're going to interrupt you because we're more important than you are, bloggers.
Yeah. She gave me a face, actually. I'm not sure if you guys saw that when I said, is Kobe going to win, right? I'm like, no, I don't think he's going to win. And she's like, I'm like, I still think it's going to be better than a lot of people anticipate. Mm-hmm. But I've got to be honest, as much as I love this song, he's not going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is kind of what we talk about media training, not just for the artists, but for the reporters as well. Yeah, but man, kudos. You really
Thank you. I didn't know I was
well.
doing it. I was just like,
I think that was a wake up for all of us in the chat. I mean, I was just like, because there was this real lull going on in the press center with all these things, and now it's just like, oh my God, I got my second win. That was my caffeine.
Really?
That was my cocaine.
well, I was also a little like, first this whole question, she's going to win, and she gave me that face when I said, no, he's not going to win. And then the freak show. Maybe it was a language barrier.
I hope I was in the back, and I just looked, and I was like, and I just hope they have that on camera. I'm going to be like, have you seen that video?
I'm sorry, can I interrupt real
yes,
quick?
Yes, go right ahead. I was about to say.
We have like a clip of
Choir of the Year.
The Choir of the Year, Eurovision
Choir of the Year, which is happening in Gothenburg in August 2019. 10 countries being introduced. All the contestants have been chosen. Last time it was held was in 2017 in Riga, Latvia, and Slovenia took the win.
Mm-hmm. So, just real quick to wrap up the conversation, I'm giving a benefit of doubt there may have been a language barrier. I just wanted to be fair, because sometimes, maybe she meant it as a compliment in some ways. Maybe she didn't, but I don't want to make assumptions here. But anyway, I think we are now approaching, hopefully, the end of this super long show.
Oh yeah, Matt. Nordy by Vegan saying, you're ready for Miss Universe. You are ready. That was the perfect Miss Universe. Tell us what your thought about this controversial product with my lead-in question. And you're just like, I'm just happy we're here. Love, love, peace, peace.
World peace. It's true. No, listen, I didn't lie about anything. It's one of my favorite Eurovisions I've been to so far. And I love this place here.
Someone is saying it may have been a parody interview. It may have been to try to get us.
Maybe.
So if it's a parody interview, then you're in the cutting board.
Yeah, I think I will be on the cutting board anyway, because I didn't give her the answer she wanted to hear.
Yeah. People are asking who does she work for, and I was doing. So one of the things that happen in the press centers, we wear these around our tag, and you'll just see people do these little like,
how important you are.
Where are you? Who are you from? They're in too small letters, though. These lettering is very small. It's smaller than most other years.
Yeah.
So, rule for the accreditation folks, whoever win next year, big, bold font for
all right, so,
people. Yeah, so sorry. We're going to move back.
Okay. We're back now with the actual show. You can barely hear it. They turned down the sound so much. So forgive us, it's out of our control. But the two of the hosts are now with the Big Five, or three of the Big Five, Germany, United Kingdom, and Italy. And they do these short interviews, and then they show the 1 minute clip that they recorded earlier. And then we'll have the fake qualifiers at last, because the show's been going on for 3 hours already. Lord have mercy.
So she works for the government's TV station, very known figure as right-wing patriotic Israeli communications advisor. Her name is Mayan Adam. So she's a well-known figure in the Israeli media. She's very nationalist, patriotic Israeli communication. So she was looking for you to talk up Israel and how great they are and how everyone else sucks.
Oh, well, that's why I thought she would be happy that it said the song was really good. I think it's underappreciated. But I don't think I know it's not going to win.
I think Kobe does a really good job of doing that. So, funny thing, what they did, they actually put a box up for the sisters to stand up on because they're too short compared to Bar.
Yeah.
So right now they're doing the meet and greet with the Big Six and host country. In this case, it's Germany, Italy, and the UK. So very similar to what we saw yesterday with France, Israel, and Spain. I didn't look her up. One of our users told us who she was. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
And, I want to say on behalf, thank you for everyone for being supportive of Matt. It is funny, we kind of get these renegade questions that are just thrown at us, and we're kind of caught off guard. But
well, I just turned around and had a microphone in my face.
And you did really good, but it was really awesome. There are a lot of people supporting you and saying you did really good, Matt.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I work in insurance. You always have to tiptoe around people. All right, so now they're talking to Mahmoud. You see, he can speak English. He doesn't have a translator. So the last one they're going to talk to is Michael Rice from the United Kingdom, and then we get the fake results, which we're all waiting about. Hi, Matt. I have a very uncomfortable question for you. Tel Aviv 2020? I don't think so. Morten Tvergaard. She was terrible in every way. Really, really sad thing. Well, now I have a little bit more context. Then I agree with you. I always give, initial benefit of the doubt that she had really just had a language barrier. That was not just the case. She actually meant it.
Quentin asks, Matt, I have a very uncomfortable question for
I did
you.
that. Yeah, I did
Oh,
that.
you already did
Tel
that?
Aviv 2020.
No. Crimea
another one?
is Ukraine.
What?
Crimea is Ukraine.
Ukraine, of course. No, I got into character. Ukraine, of course.
So people are asking about our predictions. We will have predictions for you tonight after the jury show for our semi-2 qualifiers, and after the jury show on Friday night, we will have our rank orders for the winners as well as top 10, yada yada yada, all the way. So people are saying that the odds, the Netherlands are back up over, they're back up to 30%.
Well,
now.
that's what we said. Both of us said people get so focused on a station that we wish would have been better. Maybe it doesn't take away from the song. Mm-hmm. The song is high quality. It's good singer. It was always there. So when we talk about the staging, it doesn't immediately mean the song's going to flop. And people always go down that route. Happened with Netta last year, and I mean, this could all still change, of course, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Ashley, thanks for your support.
I agree, whatever he said. I don't know what you said, sorry.
No, just saying very professional. Doberman saying the same thing. Sabrina's asking, Matt, I have an uncomfortable question for you. Do you dislike a song? It finally
Do I
just
dislike
hit-
what?
Do you dislike a certain song? It finally just hit me. I was wondering, like, why is everyone saying uncomfortable question? And I finally just registered.
It took you this long to register?
I know, and I just thought, like, why are these questions uncomfortable? And now I just, again, did see. PhD means nothing.
He's a cute guy, I'm the brain guy. Mm-hmm. At least I keep telling myself that.
Phone light. Yes, we just noticed. Sean came up and held the phone, said over 17,000 subscribers. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, that's so 30 minutes ago, Sean.
Yeah, but it's someone on the chat saying thank you, congrats. I'm like, yeah, awesome.
That is so 30 minutes ago.
Wow. Wow, there
kidding.
goes all of Matt's
I know, right?
professionalism down the drain.
You know I'm kidding. Thank you very much.
So Jim Duncan saying if the odds are suggesting Netherlands have a 30% chance of winning, they also have a 70% chance
of losing.
Of losing. Yeah.
Losing.
Yeah. And that's how, like, there's probability, but there are a lot of opportunities there for Netherlands to feel comfortable, but also for other countries to say there's still a chance for us.
Hillary had 90% chance of being president.
Yeah. The probability of Trump winning the presidency was the same as.
Wasn't it like less than 10, wasn't it? I don't remember.
It was, but look at the chances for San Marino. They were at 16%. So right now what we're seeing on screen is a recap of, voting, screen boards, things like that. This must be part of the Kudamon production for this semifinal, and they're doing it right before the introduction of the qualifiers. Mm-hmm. So like they did with some of the performances, now they're doing it with the actual voting results.
Yeah. There's some interesting ones, yeah. Especially
So they're
old
going.
days.
They're showing Lena screw up. They're showing a lot of screw ups right now. So this one I think will be a lot of fun because it won't just be performances. It'll now be, what happens around the performances. So seeing winners celebrate.
Celine Dion crying after winning.
Yeah. Emery David, ABBA, Johnny Logan, Ryback, 12 points. So this is going to be really cool to see. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes. Now they're showing the winners, people winning, being super excited. Even if I don't like a song, you're just happy for them because it's a great moment. Like, I didn't care for Heroes, but I was happy for Mats. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he was kind of
He's
in
very
shock.
talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a genuine happiness here.
So do we have a top 10 for the fake results? I don't really think we do. Usually it's random, but I know the joke was that San Marino always get fake qualifies.
And then they don't qualify.
And then they don't qualify.
That backfired.
Yeah, and that backfired this year. Someone also told me jokingly that was a good luck charm because I was here 2013, 15, 17, and each of those times Belgium qualified. I guess, not anymore.
Yeah. So now we're getting the fake results, everyone. Get ready. Drums. I don't know. That's definitely the nerdiest thing out there that we sit here hoping who is going to qualify. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, there's Jonola's son saying, take it away. Again, you will not hear it, but we'll tell you. And I know I keep stretching the words like that's going to help you. Matt, I have an uncomfortable question for you. Do you hope Iceland wins Saturday? Real kink realness? I wouldn't mind. I'd be fine with that.
I think that would be incredible. I mean, it would be funny to see. There was a study that was done about where Iceland would host Eurovision, and they said there was one arena kind of outside of the city.
11,000.
Yeah, but I almost feel like they could use Harpa as a press center and then build something kind of.
You're ruining the
harbor.
Suspense.
Sorry.
Kidding.
Fake
Oh, Denmark is through. I'm kidding. Denmark is through.
It does crack me up how much people care about fake results.
I know.
We had a chat and they were kicking us out kicking us out of the press center because things went late.
Moldova is through
on Monday night, and there were 2,000 people on the chat, and the people working were like, "You need to go. We're closed." And we're like, "We're not done with the program, the live stream."
The fake results are coming in,
and they're like, "But everyone already confirmed. It's over. No, go home."
Not the fake results.
A volunteer actually screamed like, "We're
Albania
closed."
is through.
Remember that volunteer was like,
Suspense. Blah, 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 blah.
"We're closed. Go home." Yeah,
Russia is through.
Denmark built a pop-up venue. Why couldn't Iceland? I know we are.
You keep talking.
We are two different streams. These are fake results. No one cares. Well, people do care. Yes.
Yes. Fifth qualifier.
All right.
Is. They're stalling now because, there are some issues. Sweden,
yeah.
That sounds
exciting.
realistic, right?
Yeah, woo. Hey, this is so exciting.
I know. I can barely. Well, yeah, especially
dozens and dozens of people cannot wait for the next result.
6. I love how everyone said about Moldova. The 6th qualifier of the night is
Oops,
Romania
Slovenia.
is
I heard
through.
Romania.
I see David super excited holding up an Ester poster.
He's wearing football stuff. He would know who Beckham and Zlatan were. Matt didn't know who Zlatan was. David's shaking his head.
The Netherlands is in the finals, in the fake finals.
Oh, the Netherlands are. So Mary 22.
The 7th
they made it.
qualifier is the Netherlands. Moving on, the 8th qualifier of the night is Ireland. Ireland is the 8th qualifier of the evening.
Quentin Verka singing Toy, Eleni singing Dancing.
Wait, are you answering a question?
Yeah, interval for Saturday. Mons is singing. Conchita's singing Fuego, but what is Mons singing? I don't
The
remember.
9th qualifier is. Come on, Switzerland. Austria is the 9th qualifier of the night. They're through. Only one left.
Switzerland's gonna have to go back home.
I know, unless they're going to qualify tonight. Or tomorrow afternoon. But these one are the really important ones. The 10th qualifier of the night is... Keep in mind... Oh, wait. What?
Lithuania.
Oh, Lithuania. Oh, Switzerland is out. Malta is out. Who else is out? They got rid of the screen so fast. So Lithuania is the last one going through. Keep in mind, these are the fake results. These are not the jury results. Tonight at 9, actually, we're going to start our live stream at 8:30 p.m., where we're going to go for the jury show. Now, that is a little bit more serious. Right now, we had a lot of time to goof off. Tonight will be very important, as the juries will watch the show and vote. So they need to really perform. Most delegations will say this is the more stressful one, because the jury is really a little bit more picky about the little notes and the whole overall impression. So yeah, you want to be here for that, because this will not be live streamed or broadcast anywhere. And it's so much fun.
Part of the fake qualifiers is just to get the host comfortable with the technology, get the production team on the fly ready to be able to do the here are your 10 qualifiers and the performance clips. So that's why that's done.
Yes. So we're going to wrap this up in just a minute. So we're doing just 2 minutes of Q&A.
Natalia asks, who's
ask
the best?
questions at
sorry.
ESC United.
Natalia is asking, who is the best non-qualifier in the history of Eurovision?
There are so many of them that
What's the first one that stands out?
Well, the first one I was really, really upset was 2010 Finland. I love that traditional song. Everyone hated it, but I loved it.
I'm still going to say San Marino 2013. When do the producers decide the running order for the final? Asked Katie Ward. Do they account for the semifinal results anyway? So do higher finishers have a better running order?
We don't know officially, but looking at patterns, yes. Yes. And often at betting odds as well. They often get better running orders, and it is decided after the second semifinal. So they have the press conference, and as soon as we have the half they're going to perform, and the producers sit down for a couple of hours and come up with a running order. Sometimes we get them actually really late or early Friday morning, because they need them to have Friday afternoon for the dress rehearsal. So sometime between, I would say, midnight to 7 p.m. or something like that.
Jim Duncan asks, what's your favorite ABBA song?
ABBA song?
ABBA.
Oh, ABBA.
ABBA, sorry.
That's okay, you said ABBA.
I know, I did say ABBA.
ABBA what? ABBA. I love them all. It really depends on my mood, but I have this really soft spot for a song. It's called As Good As New. It's a less prominent song, but I have a lot. As Good As New.
The Day Before You Came is mine.
That's a good one.
The Day Before, yeah. Supposedly it's about someone doing their day before they're murdered. That's the urban legend about that song. It's dark, it's
cheerful.
80s. Yeah. So let's see what else. Will the audience have lights for Duncan's performance? We're not sure. We'll find out. We'll let you know tonight during our live stream. Thank you so much for live coverage. That's from Cody. Thank you so much for following us. We know it's a lot to do to follow all these, but we greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
Tomas is saying, Jan Olasan's tweet about 10th and 11th place separated by 2 points. We'll find out who those are on Saturday. Very exciting. It's something we speculated or thought would happen. We always said 7th to 13th place would be so close, and we have some confirmation about how close it was.
Yes. Well, we got to go now, because we got to eat.
Yes.
We will be back, though. As said, I'm going to put up the link soon, so you can already put up a reminder in a little bit. 8:30 p.m. Central European Time. That's when we started, and then the show starts about 30 minutes later. But let's have a little pre-chat again. Tonight, jury show, our semi-final 2. The juries will vote tonight. Very important. These are relevant and important points. So I will talk to y'all later, okay? Bye.
Bye.